Hey, kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision. Coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement.
And then you have to yell, Mom, meatloaf.
Mom, meatloaf!
Hey, kids. We have Steve Stash that says, yay, it's time. It's totally time. I should actually probably share my screen because we're down to 8 minutes. We're down to 8 minutes and 23 seconds until the 9th lottery out of 99 lotteries takes place. And the third payment from the treasury into the fuel cells is going to happen tonight. I've got some very special guests in the studio. We have Triplet Dad. We have a lunatic, a certified lunatic here. We've got Crypto Cat also in the house. Hey, Triplet Dad, good to see you. And Mr. Rock Jockey.
Cuatro Cinco,
baby. And we have the flight suit on. It's a special occasion. We wear this on very special occasions, usually on a lottery night or at the end of a minting.
Visitors
phase.
coming in from the dunes.
Yeah. I greeted these guys in this outfit when they got to my house. I said,
100%.
I went out there with my cones and I was directing them where to park.
Yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore. That's what I thought.
Mr. Rock Jockey says, hey, fellas, I'm going to call Don right now because Don was blowing up my phone up until now. Don. And I even DM'd him the link. The link to join, it's in our comments right here. It's also in our Telegram. And I'm going to share that just a second.
T. Armstrong's asleep, huh?
Here we go. Hey, what's up?
Hey, you on, brother?
Yeah, I'm on, and Triplet Dad. We're all streaming. We got like minutes to go.
All right, I'll see you guys in 1 sec.
Give me
All
some
right,
meatloaf.
a second. So we have confirmed special guest on Hexius, the Hexiest man on earth.
The heads.
Do you guys know how many guys he had to beat out for that title? At least 2. There was at least 2 people he just
At least 2.
left in the dust.
Wow.
Yeah.
To become the Hexiest man on earth.
Has anybody ever seen Aurora?
Yeah, a couple of I think have seen Aurora and Lacey. They're the 2 most popular people on our stream.
Lacey, come on,
Lacey,
come here,
Lacey,
come on. Oh yeah.
She's fat. She's not. She just doesn't leap like she used to.
Yeah.
So this is Lacey.
What's up, girl?
All right. I'll come back and check here in the green room. I don't want to miss this like I sometimes do. So let me share my screen there. Now we're all frozen.
How many more minutes?
That's what I'm about to find out here. And we will come back here and check in the green room to see when Dawn gets here. But as you can tell, if we go to our favorite site in the entire world, not Amazon.com, but agproject.io,
Yes.
we are mere hours away from the next minting window. Their next chance to mint dark is coming up here in 12 hours, 12 minutes, which means that we are even less than that. If you click on tools, and that'll pull up your beta page right here. We're down to 6 minutes. I bet you we had down to less because if you refresh it, yep, 4 minutes left right here. I've got to unlock my wallet here so it shows what's going on. Oh my goodness. There we go. So now we will connect. I believe I was on the test net there recently for the Pink Miss Well game to kind of show you guys what's going on there. And we are in the OKX wallet. OKX is the sponsor of which team was it?
Team McLaren.
Yeah, Team McLaren.
Oscar Piastri and Norris.
Yes. And maybe I have to change this back to here. Put in pulse chain. There we go. Boom. Now, if I refresh this, that wrong network. If I click on this, let's just choose it here until it feels better about itself. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Let's see if Don's going to join us in time for this. He says the dogs carried the show for an hour and a half the other day. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They were not as entertaining as Kool-Aid's chair, but they were pretty dang interesting. Again, yeah, we're still waiting for Don. We got 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes to go. And let's see if I go into here. We'll definitely check this out. Doom, doom, doom. I have a wallet connect. No, I don't. I got to connect this wallet too. So we'll be able to look into the mystery box as well.
I'm Don. I'm here. I'm ready to stream.
Hey guys, that wasn't actually Don, just so you know.
Come on.
What are you gonna do?
All right, here we go. I'm just pulling up the mystery box so we can see, because we'll know for sure. This one should win
That
some
went off.
right here, but
The blue light's off.
yeah. The blue light goes off when I freeze my face. So when I share my screen, it locks up the
That
camera.
gives me a little bit of insight as to what's going on.
Yeah. So when I share my screen, they can't see us.
Right. They can hear us.
They can hear us. Yeah. Well, I hope they can hear us. Let's check back here. Don is still not here.
That was 2 minutes.
And this is a stream of the screen of infinity, but we will go back here. We're under 2 minutes from the lottery and from the treasury. So how many?
It's all right, Don. It's not like you have a project or anything. It's all right. Don't worry about it, bro. We got you covered.
We'll send
Yeah.
you an email in the morning.
Yeah, we'll tell you who the winners are. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. We'll see you on the 11th of April.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 11th of April, we'll be here.
Next lottery. Maybe I'll have to come back to Utah. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mhm. Now, this one, I believe almost 8% of the treasury is going to be paid out between Journey 1, 2, and 3. So 3 is going to get its first taste of payment, yield, and then 1's going to get the most, 2's going to get second most.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that dust comes up to, but we're under a minute, folks. We're under a minute. I don't think Don's not going to make it. Is Don going to make it? I don't know.
Do I like to ask myself questions? Yes.
Yes, I do. Do I answer them in a timely manner? Also, yes.
Yeah, what's Vegas odds paying on Don showing up on time right now?
Yeah.
So,
What's the over/under
Yeah.
on Don showing up for
I'd
the?
say 80% no, 20%.
There he. Oh,
Oh!
son!
He proved me
I was
wrong.
there for the wagers.
Final seconds.
Gosh.
This is like a James
That's
Bond
why
movie.
he's the hexiest man.
He's the hexiest man on earth. He
Made
showed.
it in just in time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's
you-
up, boys? Dude, I'm missing the party.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going over there?
Well, chilling like a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're safe on those mountains, dude.
Oh yeah. We
All right,
went
10.
all over.
We're at the 10-second countdown. You ready?
Oh yeah.
10.
10,
Ooh.
9,
8, 7, 8,
5,
4,
7,
3, 2, 1.
3.
Boom! All
That's
zeros.
it.
How long does this
Yeah.
thing stay like
Let's
this?
check.
That's the question.
Okay.
Let's see. the
Look at this
damn-
one right here. Second zeros as well,
Yep.
and this one is the J3 depot, I believe.
That's a Quats roll.
Nope, it's
Yeah.
not. Come on, we need to go to the J3 depot, baby. J3. That's the one that's on. It's not connected. So yeah, let's see how long it takes. Last time this thing flipped in about 20 or 30 seconds, I believe.
Last 2 times.
Yeah. So here's for another successful lottery.
For this will be the first whole journey, like where everything.
Come on, baby. And of course you can see we have 2 winners from the second drawing. in this display or demo wallet that I stream with. But it still hasn't kicked over yet. I'm going to hit the refresh button. Yeah. Okay. So the other one's already started.
Oh,
Yeah. The other one's pulled up.
Yeah.
It's just connected to the wrong wallet, which is weird.
okay.
Super weird. Connect. There we go. That's why. Check this out. Okay. So this is the majority right here. 2D, 5D. And none of these have actually been scraped. I don't know why that, but it says paid. So we got the paid symbol right here. This apparently these 34 or 39 that I've got in here did not win in drawing 1 or drawing 3. First, yeah, the first and last drawing right here. Hang on one second. Yeah. No, I added you to the.
No, he
Didn't
dropped.
I dropped you. All right, let me pull you back up. All right, we're having technical difficulties with the green room.
There
All
we
right,
go. Yeah.
there we
There
go.
it is.
And we can probably if we can unfreeze our screen just to change my face. It's not great. Let's do this. Turn the camera back on. Okay, so the camera's live here.
Yeah.
We just checked that one. What's weird is this one right here should have some insane amount.
I'm checking. Yeah, I'm gonna check this one. I've got like 6 computers out right
There we
now.
go.
Wow.
Yeah, so that one's doing pretty good. The mystery box that has been selling the J3 fuel cells is up to 627.
Oh
Winners.
snap!
I got
Winners.
my laptop in there. I'm gonna go check.
Oh, so Crypto Cat's gonna go check his right now. He's like,
Oh,
he's not even
yeah.
gonna wait till tomorrow. So he's not gonna wait for till Christmas. We got Casey in the house. Made it. 3, 2, 1. Yes, very, very nice. We have but yeah, no winners on this one, I don't think. Let me refresh it one more time. It should just stay at 2 winners that had 9 each from the second drawing. Yep, no more winners here, but about 200 more winners in the it's the mystery box's daughter address that's been selling the J3 unscraped lottery tickets.
Winner, chicken dinner.
We got a winner. How many winners you got?
17.
17 winners?
17 fuel cells won.
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
dude.
Pay
At
for my
12.24 each.
Yeah, 208.
Jeez Louise.
That's
Ooh.
wild.
Crypto Cat
What's been
might
your
have
trick?
just gotten enough dark.
What's been
Not
your
enough
trick?
fuel
to
cells,
use-
but he might have gotten enough dark. You don't have enough dark
Yeah.
unless you won on this one right here, which is killer. And I
Super.
know out of some of the other addresses that we have in those well wallets, it'd be really interesting to see what Pink Miss Well ended up with. It would be really
Yeah.
interesting to see what Randy Hilarski ended up with. I know he cleaned up really, really good on the last one. Rich Stansberry says, can we get some likes? Yeah, can we get some likes? We got 30 people watching, which is insane because I know for sure there isn't shit going on in crypto right now except for this. This is the only party going down tonight. And so, yeah, share this and retweet it. In fact, I didn't even retweet it. Let me go into my
What's your trick? What's been your trick to keep using Rabby? Like, what's been your trick?
Oh, I don't use Rabby anymore.
Did any of you guys still use Rabby?
My
Okay, now, bud.
What's your trick? What's been your trick to keep using Rabby? Like, what's been your trick? It's delayed.
Oh, I don't use Rabby anymore.
Did any of you guys still use Rabby?
Oh, hang on. I gotta,
Okay, now, bud.
What's your trick? What's been your trick?
there we go. Sorry.
So I know there's quite a few people still using Rabby though. No.
Rabby, all you have to do to use it like you used to use it for functionality purposes,
Right.
like streaming and that sort of thing. You just need to add add the tokens to the wallet.
Yep. That's all though, right? And the network.
Yeah, you have to do your
Yeah.
custom RPCs and stuff like that, just like you used to treat MetaMask back in the day, right?
Yep, exactly.
So just like that. But once you do get it set up, it's not going to give you the same information that
Yeah,
Ravi
prices, etc.
what balances and LP positions and all that stuff, or NFTs. All of that's gone.
That's so wild, man. That's so crazy. Like that's so vindictive, it seems.
Yeah, it is pretty wild. I agree with you.
What's the rating now on the app stores? I know people were
1.1 on Google and Apple, I believe. Did you retweet this, buddy?
No, I just added the StreamYard link right there.
Okay.
But if I go back here to my home,
I was going to retweet
Profile.
your tweet and then retweet that.
yeah, it's showing right here. So it does this one right here. But then I'll do this and I'll just put like live lottery and treasury payout.
That's right.
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can check those as well. We can check the payouts on here from the treasury.
hell yeah, dude.
Because we got these on the demo. We got a whole bunch of J3s in here. So if we go to, well, the treasury went from paying out almost 13,000 to 33,500 dark.
That's
So it
so
just
wild, bro.
We had
Insane.
$250,000. We had a quarter of the entire supply
Right.
in the treasury, and now it's down to 231. Okay. So we'll see how much it bloats in the next 11 days.
Yeah.
But that is a ton of economic energy that is now sitting in fuel cells.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, this has 37, and we actually have 39 in here. But wait, no, maybe it'll say 35. So if I go to vaporize, which kids, you don't want to go to this neighborhood, but if you do, yeah, it says 35.
Yeah, where's
Because
Patrick?
I would have to scrape 2 in order to vaporize them.
Wow.
It won't let you vaporize a winning fuel cell.
That's
So
awesome.
it'll
That's
make you-
a
it'll
good
get you
safety
to trick-
mechanism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we made sure of that.
That's good.
We're going to put the 35 that it's showing in here. And then instead, we're going to skip this very dangerous button and go to view selected fuel cells. And look at that. Dude, Journey 3's got 0.058, which is insane. Like, remember, before
Yeah.
now, we had 0.07 in the J1s from 2 payments
Yep.
and 0.04 in the J2s.
Yeah.
And now in Journey 3, you can see this exponential curve that we were showing you thanks to Don's Excel spreadsheet skills.
Oh, that's just the beginning. There's so many more
That's
graphs
just-
we're creating on this.
Yeah, he's got plans. So look, so the J2s
Back
all
and
have
right now.
0.096
Okay.
and the J1s all have 0.135. We saw somebody go on a shopping spree today, right before this, and see, like, this is what was listed for sale on Pulse Market app. We had like 5 J3s and
Yeah.
10 J1s. But if we refresh it now, and it's strange because I kept kind of explaining to people there aren't any for sale now. They're all sold out.
Let's go.
Dude, it's
All
a,
sold out. Now, here's the question:
You
Are
might be
we?
the only person selling, or whoever has sold those, selling NFTs on a regular basis of any project on Pulse Chain right now.
Exactly.
I think
That's why I'm saying Pink Mist Whale should be added as should Dark as buy options, because the whole Pink Mist Whale thing could be used just through the NFT marketplaces. Use PMW to buy fuel cells.
The only issue with that, buddy, is because I've been working with
Nick,
Nick,
as well as our devs for Bistro, right?
right?
Getting accurate price feeds from multiple places for payment tokens, because somebody could go in and buy a bunch of pink mist because it's low liquidity, or
Mhm.
dark because it's low liquidity, pump that price and have to pay less for things on Bistro or Pulse
Yeah.
Market. Okay. So that probably won't happen unless you had like 300 grand in liquidity. Because that's
Yeah, that
what
makes sense.
yeah, I don't know if it's 300
okay.
grand, but it's a lot, right?
But for a sustained period of time, they'd want to see it like, okay,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah, exactly.
that
And
makes sense.
Nick said there was a lot of interest in listing dark because it's been around longer and it's paired them work.
Yeah,
But not so much pink mist well.
true.
Okay.
And I can understand
And,
that. But
he's listed HOA.
right.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Like that's what made me think that is exactly what made me think Dark and PMW, because they're like an NFT community, and this
Yeah.
project is NFT based. Like Dark is the token, but it's all about the fuel cells. You know what I mean? Those are what generate the tokens in the long run. You know,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
so like I would think just to support an NFT project. You know,
Rich says my plan was to win this lottery, so there must be a glitch because I wasn't sent any free dark yet. Dang it, Rich. How many NFTs do you got? And Steve Stash, I give up. I'm cursed for life. Maybe if I quit crypto, I will finally go up. It will finally go up for everyone else.
no, Steve. Listen, man. There's you
Steve
check
Stash
Steve,
by the
right?
dip.
Have you done a screen share with him, Max? Because with the amount that he had, nice, Casey. Damn.
Yeah. So let me ask you really
Screen share with
quickly,
Steve?
Casey. Did you win 122 fuel cell winners, or did you win 122 dark?
I would imagine dark, but that's a lot of winners. You'd have to have thousands to win that, I would imagine.
Yeah.
10 would be that number. 10 fuel cells.
Yeah, 10 fuel cells would be about 12.24.
Mm-hmm.
Dark. Yep. So he got 10 winners, which is awesome. I just can't believe that payout from the treasury. I think that a lot of people. What's up, Fast Abdul? He's here for the tech.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a project that's definitely tech.
Steve Sass says he's 0 for 121.
Dude,
That's
I'm telling you, we got to
Scott.
screen share with him. There's like we got to just check something. Like maybe it's connecting in a wrong wallet or different wallets connecting. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be something. The math on that is just so highly unlikely.
Canadian.
So Rich says Canadians like tech.
The standard deviation isn't that far. You know what I mean in terms of the random distribution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what take a look under the hood there, obviously. And we are looking to add a lot of things to our website to make it a lot easier for you guys to see your yield, your winnings, your fuel cells, which journeys they're in, a lot easier than this right now. Because this isn't intuitive or easy to come into the vaporize screen and hopefully not vaporize. Right? Look at this. Look at the zeros on the screen. 0 fuel cells, 0 dark tokens minted, 0 dark, 0 evil bonus, 0 jackpot. Oh wait, it filled in, but it filled in with the last one. Like, so this will be basically 0. And there's 106,000 active fuel cells in Journey 3.
Nice.
Awesome.
Wild, man. This is dude. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out
Crypto
to Jeff
Cat's
for a good
retiring.
journey, dude. For a smooth journey of all 3 lotteries, just no issues. They've been ironed out. This is for you devs when you guys watch.
Yeah.
That's
Are you
awesome.
retiring for the night?
Yeah, it is
All
11
right.
o'clock. And
It is
Yeah.
It is like 5 hours past Crypto
hour and
Cat's
a half past my
bedtime.
bedtime.
And he stayed up
When
and
do you go-
partied hard with us to make it to the
Absolutely.
to the lottery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Have a wonderful
Take it easy,
evening.
Yes, take care.
Absolutely, brother.
And then there were 2.
Oh yeah.
In
now
this
the
studio,
party
3.
starts.
3 now.
Yeah, two,
Yeah,
one
good.
remotely.
Get the dancing girls in here and the nose candy. I bet Fast is drinking a Canadian Dry.
Dude,
Canada
that
Dry.
sounds delicious right now, man.
Yeah,
I
as
just
long as
love
it's
soda.
friendly tech. Dude, we got Jonathan Kampala in the house.
My man.
brother from another mother, Jonathan Kampala's in the house. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, fam. Good to see you, buddy. Did you win Jonathan. And the other person that I know has been minting like crazy is that Amish kid. So I want to see if that Amish kid shows up and lets us know if he won. And then obviously Randy Hilarski, but I think it's like early in the morning for Randy. He's probably very sleep. Yeah. Fastest drinking an A&W root beer. That's a type of beer.
Enjoy that drink because we're going to tariff that drink.
Yeah, we're going to tariff the hell out of that drink. It says I just got home, about to check. Let us know. Let me take this screen down just for a second so that I can quit freezing us. Although that is a cool freeze because we still got Crypto Cat in the house.
Yeah,
that's very cool. Very, very cool. Let's go here.
That is such a.
And I'm in standard definition 480, which I think it looks pretty good. From our standpoint, it looks pretty good. But this goes all the way up to 720. I wonder if it'll slow us down if we switch to 720. I can't tell the difference.
I can't tell the difference. Man still looks sexy.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds good. I have a case downstairs. Yeah, I think we got some 0-calorie mug root beer.
Yeah, we did.
That lets me drink stuff right before bed that doesn't have caffeine in it. Although we did hit up the coffee to make it late here tonight. We have this recurring message. I think we accidentally set that recurring message twice
or three times.
Yeah. It just blows up, and I just keep jumping in there and be like, "Hey, have you guys heard of our?"
Let me check. Yeah, let me check the jobs on it. Let's see, list active jobs. It shows all this in the Telegram, which is so weird when we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes they have it be where it's just separate, or they instantly all evaporate, but. This one does not see that. This is supposed to list all the jobs. And it takes a second. There should only be one, but yeah, it could show 3. It could show that there are 3.
Yeah, there's a few. Here's the deal. It's not working because since we've put that notification in there, it's added 4 people.
Meaning only added 4?
Community on X. Yeah, so here.
Oh, wait, it worked to add 4. Okay, so choose the job you are interested to know more about. The jobs are listed on the reply keyboard. No, they're not.
Check this out right here. I'm going to go here to X. Elizabeth has ran away with the vote, guys. Because there's only 32 people in the collective. There's 32 members. She has most of the 27 votes. Which means
what's her art piece?
Nobody can literally beat her unless
you get more people in.
Unless they bring in more people. And this is her. So these are the finalists. Smo has 2 of them, which Smo, you gotta show up to your next family reunion and recruit, because we need you should be pumping way big. You got two of these. So yeah, you need to go door to door in your neighborhood, Smo, and get these people to sign up on X.
100%.
But all of these were just absolutely insane. I mean, I've got a sheet in front of me of like 30 participants in J4, and one of them was like Korean Investor song, and one of them was like AJ Ripcity's.
Dude, the song is.
These are like serious pieces of art. But let me show you the ones. So Smo's got 7% with the first one. Elizabeth's got 74%. Smo's got 3% with the second one. And then Dragon Eye, which is, I love the Dragon Eye. That one's got 15%, almost 15%.
Yeah.
So if we go down here, the first one from Smo is right here. Nope, that's Hex Glen. Okay, so this is the one from Elizabeth right here. This is the one leading. This piece right here.
That's pretty good.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the symmetry, the style.
And it fits in with the things you've done previous.
Yeah, J4, it really like pushes the envelope of where we've been going. This is the one that's in the lead, and there's only a few hours left to vote, guys. Like,
Yeah, it's ticking down. 'Cause in the
That's
morning
it.
is when we create the final NFT and upload it so that you get it when you mint.
yeah, and Smo's should have been above this and below this, but maybe they're both below this. And the Dragon Eye is just insane from Zephyr Trips as well. Like this one right here, this one almost made it into the finals. Like this one didn't even make the top 4. That's insane. That's insane.
That's
So
March Madness.
yeah, that's March Madness. Top 4. The final 4. So check this out. Smo Spiders, this is the first one. And I believe this one is evil montage, evil address montage. Just there's so much going on
It's
here,
pretty
guys.
creepy.
I feel like this is maybe what they use for MK Ultra.
Mhm.
Is this kind of stuff right here?
Yeah.
I mean, it is. And
That one's so sick.
there's so many subtle things that she snuck in here. You can watch this like 25 times and still be like, wait, what? Interesting, very great. And then there, the DJing robot that didn't make the final 4.
Who did that?
Zephyr Trips.
Oh, nice.
Zephyr Trips has like
So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He has like 13 entries. And this is the one right here. This is the Dragon Eye one that's in the final 4 right here. Check this out.
dude, so sick.
Insane. That's insane. We don't have any dragons in our book yet. Don't give Red Squirrel any more ideas, but we've got this is just killer. It's killer. And then the other one from Smo, I believe, is
I
down
thought
here.
you only had dragons in London
Smo.
and in China.
London and China,
Yeah, I don't think you have dragons in space.
space dragons.
Uh.
I think we just
They'd
created
have,
a new genre.
they'd have to fly high.
I think King Ghidorah came from there.
Yeah, and look at this one. This is the other one of Smo's that made it into the final 4. Absolutely insane.
If you turn that into a thread, you could copy the link to that and then hit reply on the original message with the vote, and then just put so that all 3 of them are in the same message. You know what I mean? Like you can just scroll down and see the 4
Mm-hmm.
that you're voting on.
Yeah, just share
You can
this.
copy the link, yeah, and then the new copy link, and then reply to that to the vote.
Yeah, go all the way up here.
Yeah, and then that way, once you do that with all 4 of them, then people won't have to scroll the way down and find it. It'll just be yeah, right there. Yeah, like basically a thread. So hit reply to that, and then just paste. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Smo's.
Then,
Here
you just
is
open that tweet and then see all of them.
Did you see the vape one with the dragon and the astronaut vape?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, it's so sick.
I'm in that community. I don't know if I voted yet, though.
In
My
here?
vote's locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll add this one right
And
here.
yeah, I think you can change votes though. Hey, listen, I mean, Elizabeth, everyone.
Can you
needs
change
deserves to win.
votes?
If you're in the final, yeah, you can. I think you can change vote. Let me see. It depends on how you set it, but if the poll's still open, I think you can just click a different answer. Let me go back to collected and see.
You cannot.
It won't let you.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. No, this vote's locked in on this one.
And I think there's 11 hours left to vote.
Yeah. See, this is nice, Max, because now when I just click on the tweet and I just scroll down, I don't know if you can see my screen, but like you can just literally scroll down and see all the votes in there. And then what you can do is in the future when we basically do this with all the 4 winners, then you can basically lock the post. I think. I think you can then change it to like only people that are mentioned or something. Or, I mean, we want people to be able to respond to it, but if you just want it to be where it's just the 4, then you can change the post.
This one first, right? I did the dragon one first.
Let me see.
I thought you did the
Elizabeth.
No, yeah, you did
or the
this one first,
Okay.
then that one.
MK Ultra.
Okay. Let's add Dragon Eye to this one. Yeah, it's got 17 hours left to vote. Okay, so I'm missing one of Smo's, I believe, which is down here.
So now you have Journey or MK Ultra one.
This one right here.
Yeah.
So copy this one,
Four.
and then I'll go up here.
I think you have all four, bud. 1, 2,
I might have one there twice.
3,
I just posted that
4.
one. Yeah, so unless things change drastically, like unless 27 more people join this and vote for something other than, and some of you guys will probably vote for Elizabeth. She's absolutely killing it. Then there's going to be, yeah. I thought I already hit. Whoops, you already said that. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I already have that one. Discard it. So yeah, unless like 30 more people join this group, and I'll vote for something else. It looks like Elizabeth's going to be the next piece of art for J4, and I've already uploaded 2 or 3 of these into the place it pulls the images from. So, and I know I also uploaded another file that I'm not going to talk about right now. That Dawn knows what I'm talking about, though. So you guys might see something new and surprising. Yeah. No, I mean, like even the stuff like from Hex Glen, the gold. I mean, that's absolutely a sick picture right there. The other stuff from Elizabeth also absolutely stunning, beautiful, beautiful artwork. You know, so, whew, folks, absolutely stunning, beautiful, beautiful artwork. You know, hang on. So, if I change pages here, sometimes it turns the sound back on there. But
We just call that reverb.
yeah, reverb. Got a little reverb in the pipe. Check this out. If we go to the evil address, this button should go active in less than 12 hours. Where you can not only, I mean, obviously, you want to go mint your own NFTs first before you take the evil addresses and pump up the treasury and the lottery. But after you get that done, you should be able to do this. And when this button goes live again is anyone's guess.
How have the fees been lately for scraping?
That's a great question. If I try to scrape, well, I can scrape these ones now, actually. Well, maybe I want to keep these unscraped for giveaways. Right here.
What about taking the stuff
Got 2
from the evil address?
That one's turned off.
Not on yet.
No, it's turned off.
Yeah, the collective disabled it. So we'll see if they're well. Or was it the evil address basically had a security?
I don't recall voting on that. I'm part of the collective.
This is true. This is true.
Twitter.
You've got
join the group.
You'll have to work on getting them to hack some stuff back open.
That's the evil address was able to push him out and said, "Stop stealing my winnings," and so he was able to hold him off for a bit. We'll see how long. Do you think it'll be live at all this journey, Max?
Say that again.
You think it'll be alive at all this journey?
I don't honestly know.
I mean, that's the thing. Evil address.
I think could stay off for journeys.
Oh, dude, that would make a fat payment whenever it came back on, or a fat payout.
Yeah.
If it was off for multiple journeys, let's see okay, when it was enabled, it was journey 2, right? So it only had 1 journey's worth of winnings that was built up. So we've never seen how powerful it is with multiple journeys winnings built up. We haven't seen it yet.
And the communication that we got from the collective used to be, why is that they're really upset about the evil address squandering all of its lottery winnings.
Right.
And they're like, we got to do something about that. And after that,
Right.
then they hit that button for Journey 2 and 3.
Yep. And made the payouts huge.
The complaints that I've heard on the radio lately have more to do with the treasury yield. So I don't know what that means. I don't know where it's pointing, but as you can see, we just pulled up the treasury payouts that are going up exponentially right now as that treasury bloats and as J1s continue to get a fat payout, of the fattest payout of everybody.
Right. Literally.
And we know that the evil address minted 67,000 J1s. So let's do a little bit of math. That's a great question. Right now, it's hoarding all those fuel cells, and like I said, I gotta choose some of these. If I choose like 30 of these, no, I don't want to approve the treasury. So if the J1s have, we didn't get to J1 because you can do max or most recent here. So let's see here. The max ones are right here at the top. Come on. So think about this. The evil address has minted 67,000 J1s, give or take, right?
Right.
We're going to times that by its payout of 0.135. So it looks like just a tenth of, like a little more than a tenth of a dark. It doesn't look like it'd be a lot. But when you mint as crazy as the evil address does and the whales do, that's 9,000 dark. Locked in its J1s, not its J2s or J3s.
This is J1s.
J1. So far, the evil address has earned 9,000 yield on its J1s alone.
That's so crazy.
His winnings are
all of his lottery winnings.
Yeah,
they've all been scraped up to this point.
Right.
So the evil address doesn't have any. No, I take that back, because the evil address just won tonight.
Yeah, wait. So yeah, it's got 16. So it's it should have 3,000. Hold on, no, that's not right because we added the actuals in there. We had actuals in all three of these journeys. So we have to look at just the evils alone. Well, yeah, but we can see that obviously. So
can we see that on Imposter? Sometimes Imposter pulls it up, and sometimes
smart exactly.
It's a smart contract. It's not an address.
Yeah, and
so we kind of have to look at it from the back end, from the private, some of the private stuff that we have kept from the public. What was it? We had 67 secrets on our subgraph.
Oh yeah.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And I think we dropped it down to like 4 secrets.
Yeah.
So a lot of this information is publicly available if you know how to read the blockchain, but
we don't have the best block explorer.
Putting some of this together. Yeah, we need a better block explorer, really.
Well, that's the thing. The fuel cell dashboard, what you guys are going to be able to see is going to be seriously unreal. It'll be like a Dune Analytics page for it. And I mean, if we can, there will be a way to even run your own graphs, like kind of like a pivot table where you can drag your own values in if you guys can use those on Excel. But at a minimum, it's going to have a lot of pre-created graphs that are going to really show you a drill down into each one of your fuel cells. You can click on each fuel cell and have it do a drill down on what it's earned, when it was minted, et cetera, what the ROI is, all that type of stuff.
You know what's crazy is you couldn't vaporize through Hocus Pocus, but Hocus Pocus has been adding a lot of farms to its front end, so you can read your stuff in 2FUCks. You can read your stuff in other farms right there, right now.
Yeah, it's like the best.
Really crazy. Yeah, if you could put up your address or an impersonator, because Hocus Pocus has a built-in impersonator. Did you know that?
No. How would you use that?
Check this out.
That's new.
Farms. You go to the farming wizard on Hocus Pocus, and here on the filters, you can put in an address.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. So it shows you what they've earned. It basically shows you their results.
Yeah, so you can see any addresses, farms. or stuff like. So for instance, right here, it shows our actuator farm from our demo account.
Right.
So we have $2.67 of claimable rewards in the actuator farms.
Not bad. It's almost a Happy Meal.
Yeah, but if you went in here to the mystery box right here, this is the mystery box address, and we were to put that in the impersonator here, then it would look at this. That impersonator is the mystery box is sitting on 2 fucks, and dat farms.
Oh dang.
And right now its daily values, it's earning about $66 or $131 that's claimable right now from those farms.
Not bad.
So yeah, it would be interesting if something like our either our website or
Oh, absolutely. We can absolutely add that.
Pulse Market
That'll be
app.
in there. That'll be in the data, dude. So yeah, it'll absolutely pull that. Yeah, we could add that.
And it would show you the cash value of that NFT.
Have you tried putting the contract in there?
In Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
Well, this one has some stuff. Or are you talking about in
You're talking about the smart contract, like the dark contract, right? Or are you talking
about Pulse Market app?
Yeah.
So if I go to Pulse Market app, I go home, and then I search. I'm going to search that one right here. Search.
Yeah, because you should be able to pull up the NFTs from.
So these are the insane amount of J1 and J2s that the mystery box has.
Special agent. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's got.
That's crazy.
Like I can sit here and scroll for literally 30 minutes and not get to the J2s. Maybe not literally 30 minutes because I have ADD and 5 minutes feels like 30. But I've tried to scroll to the J2s before on this site and am not.
Go back up to filter. Let's just see if I don't think we've tried this before, but let's just see if they've changed anything. Because if we could filter by trait, like which you normally can on collections, but
you can do a bulk listing and a bulk send if you're signed in, and you can clear your cache, switch chain, and then terms of use. So he has. Go back to what you just had though.
When you added the address though, wasn't there a filter option too instead of just the? Yeah, there's.
No, I believe there's just a search.
Oh, it was just right there.
Search an address or a collection.
That was Hocus Pocus.
Or the name of the, like you have to search for fuel, not fuel cell, on here.
Yeah.
To find.
Or if you just put J2.
If you put J2.
Yeah, because it might read the trait. That's a good call. Like it might read the trait.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I need to search for J2 more often. Yeah, hello, nurse.
Scroll up on that picture. It's got a beard, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's got a mustache. It's a dude.
Yeah, J2s aren't pulling anything, even though that is the trait. Or maybe you have to type in Journey 2, Journey Space 2, because that's what it would be. It would be Journey 2.
There's another marketplace besides.
Yeah, there are a few, but there's
besides Mintra.
There's
and here's the
Hex
deal.
Toys had one, but Hex Toys deleted his X, did he not? Is Hex Toys gone?
OKX actually has a marketplace as well,
and that's the wallet you like and best.
It doesn't
right?
read Pulse Chain. What?
And that's the wallet you guys are liking. Right?
Yeah.
OKX.
Mm-hmm.
So this is and OKX reads dark. Fatty.io was not reading dark's price last time I checked it.
That's wild because there is dark in one of their liquidity pools, or a couple of them. The Saturn is a $2, but it's in fucks.
PLS Folio reads dark's price, but so far Fatty.io doesn't read it.
Where are your liquidity pools?
You can pull up Hive. I know there is one.
They're not showing up either on here.
No, but is it on PulseX? V2?
Yeah, they're the same ones that showed up here when we did the impersonator.
Right.
So look, we have 2 fucks, and dat pools.
That was for the mystery box.
The mystery box.
Yeah, so that's why. So 2 fucks and fucks I get their data feeds from CoinGecko.
Mhm.
Okay. And V2, 9-inch, 9 millimeter. Will all pull that. All those prices are available because it's coming from Deck Screener API,
Right.
To Fatty,
not to Fatty.
to Hocus Pocus.
To any other.
CoinGecko, which then goes to
Yeah. So like when Fast Abdul would put bribe tokens on the bistro,
Yeah.
sometimes it would say $0, or it wouldn't have a price. I mean, and then if we went and bought one bribe off of V2, we would pop a price
Show up.
because most of his liquidity is on 2FUCks and FUCks, right? So the only thing that really reads that and gives pricing is CoinGecko Terminal.
Yep.
That's why.
Yeah, and
So you need to have a little bit of liquidity and people using it on that V2
okay.
or 9-inch or 9 millimeter.
Well, and I talk about OX Bistro on every stream, and I talk about Steakhouse on every stream.
Yep.
And I have the founder in the
I'm
studio
right. Yeah.
with
In
me
the house, dude. What
in the house, and let's see where we're sitting at with the markets and the prices with some of this stuff listed on Bistro. So we still have the same 33 dark for sale,
Right.
and we're out of the money with Hex for sure.
Yeah.
Right, because it's showing dark at 757 right now.
Yeah.
And it's saying that these are listed at about 1076 in Hex, and some of these other coins might be a good price, might be a bad price.
So it's probably just waiting for me to come back home to pump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably what it's doing. Well, let's look at the dark ones. I mean, because people just won the lottery.
Exactly.
They could be definitely selling. But every time we have a lottery, the entire market shits the bed.
There's a black
so,
swan.
so like we've had a black swan event with every single lottery. Even the mint phase, we've had black swan events going on in the in Pulse chain.
It's like a flock of black swans.
A flock of black swans.
Exactly.
So Pulse is having a down day. It looks like, or at least a down hour. No. Actually, it looks like it's
up for the day. Yeah.
It's up for the day. So we got a little bounce on Pulse, Hex, and Pulse X. See? So that's not Hart's Law on ours right now.
See that big red candle, that first one right there? That's when I left home.
You left home right there.
Yeah. So that's
waiting for you to get back.
Correct.
That makes sense. Hex, same thing. Hex is still a little bit over half a penny, but it's bounced. So this I hate saying this because I've kind of jinxed us, but this feels more like a bottom than some of this falling that we've received.
It looks like a bottom.
It looks like someone.
It has two cheeks.
It looks like someone is defending price right around here.
I agree with you.
And if we go back to previously, see, that's not even. This isn't real. I mean, it is a bottom right here and here, but it fell down and bumped out of here. So it fell through this support.
There's no way
once
you're gonna be able to defend price on Pulse chain if Bitcoin's going below 72, right? Is what it's under, right?
Yeah,
that's gonna affect everything.
Pulse X has a healthier bounce.
Yeah.
Ink is down a little bit, but it has a
Wasn't
double bottom.
14 something?
Ethereum?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Oh yeah, it certainly was.
So
certainly was, dude. ETH. I'm literally responding to a message right now on my phone. Someone was asking me my take on ETH, like and what it will do, and I'm literally. What do you guys think? I just said it. ETH Foundation seems to always time the market perfectly with selling the top. They haven't done that yet. This since it's been the bull, and so I said I think ETH still has some life left, but there's been so many black swan events. and we don't know what else is going to come. What do you guys think? Do we see it? Do we see it bump back in ETH? Do we see it climb up this cycle?
It will if Bitcoin goes up, it will go up.
But do we see it? Do we see it gaining on Bitcoin at least, like substantially? You know, like gaining some of those 8 years of losses that it's taken on the Bitcoin pair.
I would say no.
Oof.
I'm not sure. I don't want to put that as a.
I'm trying to pull up the
pull up
ETH chart
Pull up Paul's chain. Go down to the left.
over here.
The whole chain. Go over there.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down right where. Go to Paul's chain. Click that. One of the top pairs will be wet.
Yeah.
Why is all your things not there?
They're not in order, are they? Like, yeah. I sort of.
Yeah.
always-
Oh, go to top. I'm sorry. Go to top.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
There we go. So here's Wrap, BTC, and
Number
Pulse.
5 is wrapped ETH. Yeah. Dude,
So
look at-
it's worth 1550 right now, but it did go down to right around 14.
so that's
just
ETH in the pulse price, right? Or is that in
Yeah,
dollars?
ETH on the Pulse chain, correct.
But this is in dollars,
Yeah, that's
right?
in-
So it's pretty
yeah.
pretty close
There's
to.
not much arbitrage or opportunity.
Yeah. It's so wild, man. Like, dude.
I feel like this time last cycle, Ethereum had already broken its previous top.
I'm trying to think. We'd have to see
On the
because
way up.
it's only I mean, when was the double market top happened in, was that in December? The double top, the second top?
I don't remember.
I know the top for Hex was like I want to say that was in September. So if it's exactly 4 years, then it will be in September.
It was in September.
Yeah. So we still have 5 months till ETH had topped 4 years ago. You know what I mean? 5 years till there was or at least Hex topped.
Yeah.
Let me see when ETH topped. Let's see. When did ETH actually let me do it on this? Let's see. When did ETH top in 2021? Okay, let's see. ETH topped in 2021 on November 11th, 2021. So that was when it hit 4,800. So in November is when ETH hit its like mega top. So if it's exactly 4 years, as it tends to be sometimes, then
Yeah.
some hope, and at least just from that metric alone, which is just a metric.
Actuator's got an interesting bounce going on. Yep token. I think Yep token is defending. Nope. Nope is going to be very similar to SolidX. But yeah, so Yep is forming a nice floor here. Shout out to Ray. Nope. It's kind of doing the same thing.
It is doing it almost the same thing.
So Yep and Nope are very, very similar. Wait, did I check SolidX? SolidX is really very, very similar, rhyming with Nope and Yep. And dark in a way, just the way that we're coming back down. But So yeah, that's like I said, here's an actuator we're still, I mean, granted we're down a bit, but the APR, that can't be right. Testnet, please note this is testnet, caller value. Well, this is saying that it's 17,000% that you're earning in the actuator, but
That's pretty strong.
I don't.
Very strong.
Our actuator should be showing up right here under the actuator farms. Let me refresh this bad boy. Okay, that looks more normal. That one, we've got about 6,000 actuator that we've earned off of this one. $61 of value right now between the pairs, and 96% APR. And the 3,000 are paying 105% APR. Interesting. And then, like I said, we can take these actuator tokens and we can go to the vaults. We can lock them up for 90 days. And it's not showing the APR on here right now, but it's showing how many are locked in these vaults. Interesting. Yeah, so you could actually lock it up here and earn HTTs and then go back to our stake, and we could retire some HTTs right here, basically pay back our loan. But we've got 27 hex that have been earned on this stake and 27 HTT hex time tokens, 7,000 liquid T-shares basically right there. So that's interesting. We could actually extract these and compound them into the pools, and we could earn more actuator with them. But right now, I don't know if that would be worth the fees on this little amount. But if you just move the decimal over a few places, you can see how much you would actually be gaining right now in the market on actuator. And then same with stake house. You got these ones cooking right here.
I mean, I might have a stake to claim. Or cooking. Is anything, is that refreshed?
Let me refresh right here. Let's see which ones are cooking.
Any served?
Cooking, served. So that one served, that one served, that one served, that one served. Those are all. So you got your 14-day, your 30-day is served, and a 1 day.
How many days left on 2070? All right, cool.
Yeah, you have 27 days on the 60-day right here.
Yeah.
What happens if you hit view? Look at that. It's earned $307 worth of hex, and it's earned 45,000 hedron bonus hex amount. So you got $10 extra of hex by joining the pool,
Right.
versus trying to do it on your own.
Correct.
That's beautiful. That's nice. So yeah, if you guys have hex and you want to put it to work, these pools are a great place as well. So let's see what happened here with the supply of dark. Looks like it's still under 1 million. There'll never be more than 1 million dark. And as the evil address starts minting tomorrow, and the whales and the players start minting tomorrow, we'll see another, what is it, 48,000 or 45,000 in the next one in Journey 4. Do you remember?
How many you said? What was the number you said?
40.
It's 40. It's 37,649.92.
How much?
37,649.92.
37,000?
Oh wait, no, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong number. That's 77% of that. That's how much will go to the treasure or the lottery. It's 48,896.
Yeah, so 48,000 of this is going to go down, and it's going to be injected into the treasury, and it's also going to be injected into the jackpot address right here. Yeah,
dude, it starts going down quickly. I mean, as we went over that table with you guys, like just the difference, just to give you guys an idea, like if you only mint a J3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there will only be, let's see, how did I look at this? There will only be basically so the last payout, so there'll be 265 dark to go to the fuel cells just from Journey 33 alone. This is only based off Evil minting projection. So this is if no one else mints. But with the 2,303 that Evil Address is going to mint, then 265 dark will be paid to the J1s, and then for the J33s, only 9.1 gets distributed amongst all those. So that just gives you an idea of how much more beneficial it is to mint early. You know what I mean? And we're only in Journey 4 out of 33. So there still will be, like the difference is like there will be on Journey 4, there will be 6,600 roughly that are paid out to J1s on Journey 4, and then 4,800 that'll be paid out to the ones that are J4s alone. And so that lets you know that it's different, but it's 4,800 versus 6,600, not even like 2,000 difference versus 265 against 9.
Yeah, and I think we updated this graph. This is the old graph before we added the actual minting amounts. This is based on the
which one do you? Yeah, well, I don't think we recalibrated the graph because this is the graph that I think you put in, and this is a good one. Like because this shows you kind of like where it peaks. Again, the different graphs that will be generated from this data. Again, like each journey graph. This is kind of like a whole one looking at what the curve is based on the yield payouts. This one that you did, and I think we just need. Let's say I'm on it right now in Google Sheets. I just need to see if I can.
Because we updated Journey 1, 2, and 3 because we have actual numbers.
Correct.
From 2 and 3.
Yep. Yeah. And the actuals are in there. Like,
and they were
significantly
higher than this.
Yeah, the actuals are in there. Like if you see, like the actuals are in there for J1, 2, and 3 on the top on GHI, G1, H1, and I1, or sorry, G2, H2, or no, G3, H3, and I3. Or no, sorry, I was right, G2, H2, and I2. It says user mint actual projected, and we put the actuals in there. So it was 94,515, 61.5, and 52.3, and making a total of like 124,000 the first one. Oh wait, yeah, this didn't. Okay, let me. This sum when we did this sum here. Let's do it on your screen. Or do you have it open on your screen?
I can. Let's see here. Pull this up.
It's because it's better. I could pull it up on the either the PC or the MacBook too. But okay, yeah. So go out of that just to the data itself.
Okay, I'm pulling it up on another screen so
that
I don't show something from the drive that we don't want to show yet.
Right.
So updated right here. Here's an updated sheet right here. Okay.
I've seen that graph. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, maximize. Okay, yeah. Now go to the treasury payout and then see how so go up to the top. First of all, we want to make sure we get the right numbers. So grab the total added to treasury. See that 124,422.76 on Journey 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, now click that cell and let me just look at the formula. Okay, it's G2 times G3 times, and then G4 is locked in. Okay, so let's see. G4 is locked in. Oh yeah, G4 is locked in so that it can be. Yep. Okay, so now just drag that. Drag that little blue circle over at least just to 4, like at least past Journey 4.
Boom.
And then is that adding them properly? Yep, it is adding them properly. Yep. That shouldn't be, that should be 100. And okay, wait, let me see the formula on that one. Okay, H2 plus H3. Oh yeah, no, that's right, because it's multiplying it times 0.77. Yeah, so it's doing the total added to the treasury. Yep. Yeah.
So if you look at this, these have gone up significantly.
Yep.
1, 2, and 3 have paid way more than what we're projected.
Yep.
And just to let you guys know, we're in this blue column right here. This is where we're at starting tomorrow morning when you guys get a chance to mint some J4s.
Yeah, see, this is literally a cheat sheet right here. Like for this to even be shown, I mean, I'm glad we're showing it. And this is like Fuel Cell Dashboard would show this, but like this is really like it really lets you know like when the sweet spot is, and it's really like this journey all the way to kind of like journey. I mean, obviously you could say, journey. Let's see, which is the red one? I can't. The legend isn't showing the
second red one or the next red one?
The next one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's say I guess we can count 1, 2, 3, 4,
8.
5, 6, 7.
So
okay.
right now it's showing the 8 is the biggest
That's the peak
from the treasury, according to if nobody mints ever again.
Right.
That's if nobody mints ever again.
And even on
Besides
the way to 13
more
is yeah,
contracts
true,
will be
exactly,
better.
true. Yeah, that's if no one ever mints ever again. Yeah.
So what happens if Journey 4? I mean, we've already, just because of the heavy minting in 1, 2, and 3, 4 is crazy higher than it was before.
Yeah.
Like, I have the other one here right there. So check this out. So yeah, Journey 3 was only set to pay out 10,000.
Yeah, well, because that was just evil. That was like based just
That
off
was before we added human
actuals.
interaction, human behavior.
Mhm.
Once we added the human behavior, we have now Journey 3 has paid out well over 20. So
Yep.
it's doubled in its payout because of the amount of participants.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if these keep doubling? I mean, we're still going to crest probably around 8, 9, 10, just because of the way that this payout table right here works.
Yep.
Because we're paying out 3% plus 2.7 plus 2.43 plus 2.19 and so on. So
Mhm.
when you add all these up right here around 8 and 9, like this is pretty much close to like 20%, right? Because it goes from like 20% around Journey 9 and 10 being paid out of the treasury to
Okay, yeah, when you're talking the
29%
that
at the end. So it
Yeah.
takes this long because of the way
for the next 9.
percentages work. And yeah, because it drops 10%. You're losing 10% yield every journey.
Mm-hmm.
So it still should crest around the same spot. But what if it has twice as much, continues on this trajectory?
Well, see, that's the thing, dude. I mean, you can now that we have that formula dragged. Well, if we dragged it all the way over, we could actually put projected. That's why it says actual or projected. Like you can project what this would look like just based off. You could just change the numbers above, or not change, add numbers above, like projecting 4, projecting 5, etc., and seeing like in this in number in the bold, the second bold, just right under the journeys on the top. So like cells
This
number.
one?
No, don't ever
this
change
one.
that one. Yeah, I should highlight the ones that are changeable. Yeah, like if we added, we wouldn't change those. We would just add to 4. Like we would just put like what we would want to, like for example, what we would think would mint in 4. Like I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna actually,
Because we know we're going to get 48,000.
yeah, that's already in there. That's in there for evil mints.
48,
So
yeah,
mint,
almost
user mint, one
49,000.
above. Yeah, so we would just put in there
So
like what we would.
That's going to mint around 48, 49,000. So what happens if the mystery box and the whales and our lunatics are 50 to 60 ride or die lunatics take their lottery winnings and remint?
Right. That's the question, because yeah, there is a lot that could be minted. Did that show up as highlighted on yours yet?
Yep.
Oh, wait, let me hit it did?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so and then I'll put a legend that says like the yellow one is where to put actuals or projected. And so that way we know which ones not to tinker with. Because otherwise things can mess up a lot of the calculations if we don't. But that's just an input. So yeah, if we put, I mean, gosh, you could even imagine that, if we had the same mint, what that would look like to the graph. Because yeah, it would be interesting to see. Like if we had another 52,387. Like see what happens if you just type in 52387 just to the graph.
In that one?
Yeah, in J2, yeah. For Journey 4, but yeah, cell J2 just coincidentally is J.
So you're just saying what
Hit
if like
enter.
4,000 people mint?
Yeah, so hit enter, and then yeah, look how that changes things. Like look at the distribution.
So
So
it brings the crest closer.
It brings it closer, exactly. So it's so like user behavior can change this. You know what I mean? Like quite a lot. Now, of course, the more dark that's locked up in fuel cells, the more it can't be used to mint fuel cells, right? So it makes sense that it's decreasing its journey. That's not that it's less participation, because you have to look at participation as a percentage of what's available. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's because let's see, what is that? Let's see, add up evil, and actually I can do it real quick. If you just highlight the cells, highlight G2. all the way to J2, or sorry, G2 all the way to J3. Like, so click that cell, click the one above that, No, don't
Oh,
click
this
that
one.
thing. Yeah, but don't use that blue thing because that'll move formulas. Just highlight, like just click and
Dang it.
drag. Oh, click undo, Control Z. If you just click that and drag it to all the way to J3 to cell J3. No, not that thing, not the formula. just
what,
the
what
cell
do you want
itself.
me to
Don't
drag?
no the bottom right corners. No, click out of the cell and then just click the cell and drag because you can highlight. It's like highlighting multiple cells. Just yep, exactly. Now down.
Like that.
Now down, yeah, and keep going down too. Yep. Okay. Now look at the bottom right-hand corner. That shows you 491,000. See that bottom right-hand corner? Sum.
Oh, the
491.
sum?
Yep. So that right there is 491,452 dark, tied up just in those fuel cells. Almost half the supply already tied up into fuel cells in the first 4 journeys. That's crazy. Now we know that 77% of that is sent to the treasury and then it's paid out in lotteries. So of course we could subtract the lottery payments, etc. But that's how much liquid dark has already been used to mint fuel cells. That's pretty wild. Almost half the actual supply.
Yeah, but can I just throw out a thought?
Of course.
Sure. We've seen during the first 2 journeys, the mystery box scraped and reminted.
Mm-hmm.
During the 3rd, it didn't scrape.
Ooh, right.
It might never scrape.
I know where you're going.
It might never remint.
Right.
We've also seen the evil scrape button disappear.
Right.
The evil button was scraped clean through, journey 1, 2, and most of 3.
Yep. Up until the second. Yeah, exactly.
What if that button never comes back?
Oh, dude. That would
I'm
be.
just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff that people have taken for granted, and that seems like there's a lot more circulating supply than there actually is.
Oh, exactly. There is so little.
And I've beaten this dead horse to death. I guess that's kind of redundant, but it's a dead horse. And I've been telling people, here's the Pink Miss Well token. All that's happened is we had people send this token over and over and over again to the Pink Miss Well address, 8090. And it's sitting at 75, 70, almost 76% of the supply.
Right, exactly.
Okay. And we've been talking to some of these other people that are big fans of Pink Miss Well. And there's a lot of discussions about targeted liquidity paired between the Pink Miss Well token, which, by the way, chart looks like this.
Looks a whole lot different than other charts.
It's a whole lot different. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do to price when you just don't sell.
Yeah.
Right.
When you just don't sell. And remember, this was vampire attacked because Rap Pulse has been vampire attacked by all of the Black Swan events.
True.
And everyone's been taking a break here from buying and sending it to Pink Miss Well because they're waiting for the next deal.
Right.
But what if people just keep buying this and send it to Pink Miss Well?
Dude,
there's no limit to this price as long as someone doesn't dump. I mean, you always have this locked liquidity, and so
Hearts. Oh wait, you said it's locked?
What's that?
You said it's locked. Oh, yes, locked from the protocol. Yes, locked from Pump Tires. But the V3 liquidity.
Yeah, Pump Tires is locked. The 3rd biggest holder, which is the right here. So this has 9% is locked in liquidity because of Pump Tires.
Yeah.
11%.
That's crazy right there.
Is crazy. Yeah. But if you drop down here to this lunatic right here, we've seen 6B5A has received over 1,000 fuel cells.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
In the last couple months.
That's crazy.
And he's only one of like 6 insane maniacs.
So how much would that, like on average price per dark? Like what's I mean, if we just say, do we just want to say $10? That's safe. Like if we say over the last since Pink Mist Well launched, I think $10 is fair to say for an average, maybe 11. Because he's been set 1,000, that's like $11,000 in what it would have taken to basically have the power to mint those fuel cells.
Yeah, because every time someone buys it and sends it to the Pink Mist Well, and the Pink Mist Well doesn't sell it,
Right.
it exponentially
Doesn't have anywhere to go. Yeah. Exactly.
So what if the Pink Mist Well, or one of these people, that's still got a chunk of it? I mean, look, that if you get this person right here's got 1 million, right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, yeah, exactly.
These are all the millionaire holders of Pink Mist Well. That's it. And 2 of them are smart contracts.
And then dark's not that different. You know what I mean?
Yes. So with minimal buy pressure on the Pink Mist Well holding 75, 76%, you can do this to the chart.
Yeah.
So I've asked this question every stream. You got 96% of this, 94 to 96% of this locked up.
Yeah.
Of dark. What happens when you get a little bit of buy pressure?
Oh, dude. And you don't have
Something that's wrapped.
And you don't have black swan events draining the chain.
Yeah, and you don't have black swan events kamikazing into the chain like a destroyer in Pearl Harbor. Like,
then I mean, it's life changing for so many people.
Yeah. Well, and think about it. Like, we've watched every single minting window to see if Firewell's going to mint his. He's sitting on 6,100.
Right.
6,100 sounds like a lot of dark.
Right.
It's kind of 0.5%.
Right.
So it'll be really interesting to see if he participates in the game.
I mean, he'll get diluted without, you know what I mean? He gets diluted substantially without participating.
But the Pink Mist Well is sitting on 19,000 on 2%, dwarfing Firewell.
Oh yeah, by almost.
And I don't even see.
Over
And I
3.
know here's Randy down here with 2,000 liquid, but then again, these guys haven't scraped their lottery winnings yet.
Mm-hmm.
But neither has Pink Mist Well.
True.
And neither has the mystery box.
True.
So, like I said,
When does the mystery box scrape its winnings?
I don't know if it ever will again.
That's the thing. It's a mystery. I mean, and if it doesn't scrape, then I mean those become some big yield holders or some big dark holders.
Because the mystery box right now is sitting on almost 7,000 dark of winnings.
Just to win.
6,800. The mystery box sitting on 6,800 from J3.
How many did it mint?
It minted 20,700.
Nice.
However, it sent a lot of those to people that played the Pink Mist Well game, and it's going to be sending a ton of Michael Jordan rookie cards to the Pink Mist Well.
Oh, see, that's true. So had it not even sent those out, the winnings could have even been higher. But think of the yield that's being gained in that mystery box, dude, in those fuel cells.
Here's the deal. When we look at these addresses that have sent a ton of Pink Mist Well to the Pink Mist Well token, these addresses are scraping and reminting.
Yep.
They're rolling that economic energy back into the game.
Yeah, which means they're continuing to just compound yield.
This is a chart of dark with very little dumping. Right, not this one, I think. This one text, no, this one. This is the chart of dark with the biggest dump that we received in the history of dark is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything here is Hart's Law except for this right here. The teddy bear that lined up that took the price from $20 down to 10. and this was the hack.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of our homies got his wallet hacked and they dumped the dark. This is the most significant dump of dark in the history of dark. The rest of this is just real shit.
Well, dude, yeah.
It's just garbage market.
And the way you prove that is if you really want to look at most other tokens in dark, in the price in dark, and that kind of shows you that how much better it's performed. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's against Pulse, which, granted, fighting like showing your price against Pulse isn't really like a fair fight, but it does show you a better idea of who's doing better inside the ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So if you basically held dark instead of Pulse from November 11th or November 22nd, 2024, then you're a lot happier than if you kept it in liquid Pulse.
So what do you think would happen if things continue on the same trajectory of supply drying up?
Well, dude, I mean, you're talking about that much less that is going to be basically in the market. Of course, liquidity could be there, but there's less to even be in liquidity, and so it's you're talking about if I mean, dude, small buys end up being, just huge bungee jumps.
Okay, and then what would happen if the supply is drying up?
Rocket jumps, bungee jumps the opposite direction, I guess.
And some game comes out that attracts degenerate gamblers.
Yes.
Something like Russian roulette with stable coins.
That adds buy pressure automatically.
That automatically market buys dark off the market.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals. I don't know. I've been wrong about a lot of shit in crypto. I'll admit that right now. I'm just saying I see some stuff lining up that I don't think people are ready for. I think people are taking a lot of shit for granted right now at these prices, not just Hex and, Actuator and some of these other things going on here. But, we've seen the power of Hart's Law right here. That is ugly.
Dude, it's seriously,
Well, what happens if you pair this and use Hart's Law in a chart like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd almost say pair any token that's been alive as long as the Pink Miss Whale token has. It's been on chain as long, and there's nothing else on the chain beating that in price in performance from when it was launched on, was that February 10th? Looks like it.
Yeah, I think.
February 10th, because that's when that. Yep.
Yeah, 10th of February is when we launched that on Pump.tires.
And it actually started rough. I mean, a lot closer to zero. So the chart only starts when it graduates. So that big red line.
So if you did get rid of if you get rid of that one right there,
it looks even crazier. Yeah, and it goes all the way. Yeah.
And all of these insane wicks right here are when the Pink Miss Whale dumped his own token, bought dark, and minted it over and over.
Right. That's right. That is right. Yeah.
All these candles.
I bought a couple of those.
You saw those and you were like jumping on that. You were like, I know where this thing is going.
I think I bought 5 million.
Hell yeah.
It sent it to him and got and got some rewards.
Yeah, I think so. It was either 5 or 2. One of the two.
Nice and snatch, dude.
So it'll cost you about $115 for 1 million of these tokens right now, plus whatever slippage you eat on Pateus or whatever DEX aggregator you're doing. I mean, you could see this on Bistro, for sale. I don't think many people have enough to sell on Bistro.
Yeah, I was going to say very little of it available to do so.
Yeah. So like I said, 76% holding of a token can do this over a matter of a few months.
Yeah, 2 months.
What happens when you have 96%?
Shit. I mean,
And guys, the mystery box could sell. Like the mystery box is
It's
just
mystery.
regular. It's been pretty benevolent. These three contracts cannot sell.
Yeah, and the evil address, even if it could, I mean, he doesn't seem to have any interest in it, right?
Mhm.
Like he hasn't had it.
Yeah.
It's actually acted quite benevolently, even though we wouldn't want him to hear us say that.
Yeah, this address has been sitting on the sideline like Firewell and has been accumulating
Yeah.
dark.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the pink mist well, for crying out loud. And these are daughter addresses right here of someone who's been minting really heavy and trying to, like, it's almost like this person's trying to catch up with
Yeah, there were a
Pink
bunch of
Mist
those.
Well and Randy Hilarski.
Yeah, there were more of those, and then they just kind of disappeared into fuel cells. There were more of those wallets, and then they just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, there was a handful of those wallets.
Yeah.
And then you got, Firewell chilling here. And as you go into these with 2,000, 1,000, almost all of these are my friends and family that I've onboarded. And I was like, hey, you might want to throw something into the mystery box. You might want to mint the shit out of Journey 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's very few people here that are not locked into the game. And after that, you don't have anyone with over 1,000 tokens. And you still have over 1,000 addresses that are sitting on the airdrop that have not come back to do anything with their tokens or their NFTs.
Those are locked. You can consider those locked if you wanted to.
Yeah, until we see those move, I don't even know. What we'll have to do, you and me, Don, is we'll have to go through a lot of those airdrop addresses.
Yep.
And go back to our spreadsheet and see which community is sitting on 1,000 airdrops.
Yes.
17 people that we add. There's 17 communities, give or take.
Oh yeah, I can do that in
airdrop.
Dude, I can do that in seconds just with a pivot table. Like, yeah, we could literally punch them in, or we basically export this, and then I'd basically do like a VLOOKUP and have it basically, look at the column next to it, and then it would pull out. It would automatically show up the group, and then we could have it listed in terms of which group has the most that are still sitting there.
Yeah, we can just transfer this in a CSV file to a spreadsheet and compare it to the other spreadsheet.
Exactly. Yeah, I just do a VLOOKUP function, which basically looks up looks for matching values, and then any ones that are still matching on that, it would then like basically be true, where it would then show which community it was and then how many are in there.
Well, and we gave around 2,500 airdrops or 2,500 addresses,
Mm-hmm.
right? And half of those people have like consolidated, moved, dumped, reminted, whatever.
Yep.
The two out of those 2,500, the bulk of them came from the no permissions community.
Yep.
And the Forge NFT community.
You offered in some other communities, which I think would be happy.
Yeah, but that's where we got about 500 of the other addresses.
Right.
But it was basically 1,000 to Randy and 1,000 to no permissions and 1,000 to Forge. And I bet you, based on the inactivity of the Forge community, we will find most of those on that list. That's my guess. I have no clue.
I moved all of my dark,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't been. I've had a couple of issues moving the NFTs on Pulse Market because it keeps recognizing a current wallet, but won't recognize the one I switched to. Right?
You have to hit like refresh over and over
again, right?
Yeah.
So I think I have my fuel cells still. I think I have 4 wallets.
Yeah.
But I did move my dark, so I shouldn't be on that list.
Yeah. Well, but yours are easy to see too.
Yeah.
This is the great thing about blockchain.
These are the dormant ones.
Is that if you start clicking through these next few pages, this person has 100. 100's a weird amount to have. Anything without a bunch of decimals sticks out as a transfer. Right?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
And then once you get down to like the 10s, 8s, and 6s, see, like that, I would be willing to bet you $1 trillion this dude had 10 airdrops. 10 airdrops,
Oh,
10
okay.
airdrops.
That would have to
Because
be
it doesn't make sense to really like divvy it up into the 20s. This guy had 11 airdrops, 11 airdrops.
Yeah,
So
how would
these
they
guys
found
are
that
paying
many
attention.
addresses, though?
Here's the deal. I bet you if you went back to these wallets and these transfers, I bet you anything, a lot of these dudes did not move their NFTs.
True.
Especially when you get down, see, look at this airdrop. This is a consolidation, right? Especially when you get down to the twos, you know, a bunch of these 6s and 4s. And we've seen people like take their handful of them and dump, you know, go take their 4. Like whenever the price gets up really decent, we'll see like someone dump 2, 4, 6 at a time. And we're like, oh, okay, that was an airdropper. Like,
Right.
you know, but this is consolidation. That's the cool thing about blockchain is you can just kind of like start picking up on things. 3s. 3 is weird.
Yeah, 3's weird. Just like 15 is weird.
3 is like I sold one and I moved one.
Right. Exactly.
2.5 is weird too. But then we start right here. So this is the airdroppers, and it goes for pages and pages and like 30 pages or something like that. It goes for a ton of pages. Like it's like we kind of guess that there's about 1,150 of these addresses.
Right.
Holy more.
So if you take and copy, like I said, we do the CSV and look,
That's 2,000 dark.
yeah, that's not only 2,000 dark, but that's like 600, 700 winnings in the lottery.
Right.
They haven't been scraped either. They're just sitting in the lottery account or address. So yeah, I'm looking forward to taking these on a CSV and comparing them to the airdrops and see which community, because I've reached out to both the Forge and I mean, in fact, Mark and I were supposed to stream earlier this evening and talk about to the Forge, and so we've rescheduled for next week because he wants to show us a lot of things that he's added to his website. He wants to demo them, which is cool.
That'll be very
We'll
cool.
be doing that next week, next Tuesday. But at that point, I'm going to be like, by that time, I'll know.
Yeah, you will.
I'll know if these are in no permission. Like I said, they've got to be in either no permissions group, I'm guessing, or Forge NFTs.
Right.
So, anyways, that's another fun mystery to delve into later. But that's also like an insane amount of economic energy just sitting there idle.
And probably
Dude, really is.
And probably
the majority of it will remain that way.
yeah, unless someday in the future dark is, you know, really gets people's attention, to where they're like, you know,
How many people are paying attention to the Forge NFTs right now?
that's a great question. I don't think
I was just thinking that.
I haven't checked my Forge NFTs or my Forge NFT airdrops in months.
You know why? Because it's been in the airdrops.
Yeah, there haven't been
Not-
any.
That's why you don't check it, right?
Right.
So out of sight, out of mind. The rest of the contents of those NFT airdrops are probably just going to hang for a while,
Right.
maybe ever.
Yeah, dude, that'd be. You can basically count them as locked, like you said, for the most part.
So, all right, I haven't checked the comments or the green room in forever. So let's see here. We read through this part. Sansbury likes that. I can't believe you didn't bring in a couch for. I can't believe you didn't bring a couch for Triplet Dad.
I know.
Hey, if you guys in my office, you'd have some many seating options.
I was trying to convince him to stream from the hot tub.
Oh,
well,
dude,
I was gonna stream from hot. We put our laptop on the hot tub for Randy Halarski's no permission meeting tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're all just sitting out there on the patio, the whole family eating watermelon and stuff and watching. You know, they're like, "What the hell's going on?" So that was fun. But like, I just feel like the hot tub would be too noisy.
Could be.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
I think he's down for a hot tub stream sometime.
I mean, if you guys had AirPods or something, dude, it's pretty good at noise cancellation. Like, you know, since it's a constant noise, I think it would kill it. So you would be able to communicate well.
Yeah, I just need earbuds, like AirPods.
Yeah, or even just plug-in ones. You'd have to split the audio though.
Yeah.
You guys could huddle real close and have one in each ear. You know what I mean? Like
You'll
Wire.
you'll know that it's the bull run when we install a second hot tub in the studio.
I was going to say, yeah, in the studio.
When you see us with a second hot tub in the studio, sell. Like that is
Yeah,
top
you'll know.
signal.
That'd
Sell.
be the top signal.
Because we did.
Yeah, because we
Now
sold.
Now we have
And we're,
odds.
now we're sitting in a dang hot tub in the studio.
Dude, that'll
I'll
be
have
the jam, dude.
When I start telling you about the air fryer and freezer next to my bed in my room at night, sell.
Dude, it'll be dangerous, bro. I'll be worried about your lifespan once you have an air fryer and freezer next to your bed, bro. I'll be very concerned. The amount of times will go through.
Air fryer tonight.
Yeah, I was like, let's just warm up our donuts in the air fryer today.
Dude,
I'm
if you had
crazy
those
about
next to your
those.
bed, you might not leave bed, bro. You might stream right from there.
CryptoCat says, great stream tonight, great community. He's going. I don't think he's going to sleep tonight thinking about all those fuel cells winning.
Yeah,
I
he
don't-
did really well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't have Twitter anymore. I want a vote for the Dragon Eye.
You left X, huh?
That's not a bad move.
Not a bad move at all.
How would you check how much dark any particular fuel cell has accrued?
So that will be on the fuel cell dashboard. So go ahead and answer. But I'm just saying that will be on there.
I tried to do that through Impersonator,
Mm-hmm.
and one of those.
You could vaporize it.
Yeah, well, I think you can use. I think you can use. Yeah, the
Did I
vaporize
make
page.
you lose your train of thought?
Okay.
That's how
Yeah.
I would tell. I would go in there and vaporize it, and then I would count what was in there. Because before I would have
That's a
zero.
horrible advice. That might be the worst advice I've ever heard.
Watch
in our
Rich type
podcast
back and
today.
say, "Okay, I just vaporized. Now what? Now do I know?"
Yeah.
Like,
No,
well,
We
can't
have
find
people
out
that are
now.
like, okay, I vaporized for extra luck on the lottery. We're like, bro,
You're
The
like,
in-person
oh,
look that
Yeah,
I
who's
just
gonna-
received from
who's gonna tell them?
was priceless.
You got me. You got me.
The
good
death
with that. I was
stare.
like, what the? Okay, how would I check? Okay, so if it's your fuel cell, then
yes,
you
if
wanna
it's your
go
fuel cell,
to-
then it's easy.
you want to go to agproject.io, hit the tools, go to beta, go to vaporize, type your number in there, and then go to that little white line that says view selected fuel cells, and it'll
Mhm.
pull up. It'll tell you, which journey it was minted in and how much it's accrued. And tonight, all those J3s had 0 until tonight, and
Yep.
now they have 0.058. All of them. It's all uniform.
Yeah, okay, so it was you're right, 0.058. That's what I'm working on now. You'll see I put a new thing. It's not, the data's not in there yet, but a new metric I want to run, which is basically the payback period. I want to have this charted out so that you can basically see, like, if you minted a J1, when does that J1 get basically paid back in full, just off yield, not even counting lottery winnings. So I'm working on that stream.
Just off treasury.
Yeah, when I'm off screen, that's what it's doing, because my iPad only, like, because now my camera just turned on, right? And then I go over there, unless I do it on this machine, I could do it on this machine.
Yeah, so that's how you would check yours. If you want to check someone else's, you'd try impersonator.xyz, and you'd go to that website and see if you could see what they're seeing for that. Poorah, late night peeps. It is late.
It is. We should go to bed soon.
Don was there when we told the devs we want this to roll over at 11:22 every time, and they were like, of course, no problem, you got it. I never know when the hell this is gonna roll. Like 2 days beforehand, I'll do the math and be like, oh shit, that's tomorrow night or that's tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So the thing I'm wondering is because the 12 hours, it was supposed to be like 12 hours, right? And so that would make it 11:22 no matter what, whether it was AM or PM, right?
Mhm.
But so the question I have is, now aren't there some additional like 5-10 minute blocks like each lottery where it pushes out the next one? Like, because those would add up, which would make sense why it like, but still, yeah, it veers because sometimes it's at 3 p.m., sometimes it's at. Let's see what the actual times end up being.
I should have been marking this on a calendar this whole time, so we can go back and be like, okay, it was this time, this day,
Your
this time,
streams,
this day.
your streams will show us because they'll show when it started, what time,
Yeah.
and we'll see what minute marker, and
Yeah.
then,
My 200 hours of streams. I'm just gonna go just skim through those.
well, just type in lottery. You'd want to just search lottery.
Lottery. Yeah, just go to the lottery page
then
and see what time of the day it is.
There might only be like 50 of them or something.
Well, the last one was in the evening. Remember?
Last one's afternoon.
Yeah, it was late because I went on. I promised my kids I'd go on a walk with them.
Right.
And then you're like, the lottery's up, and it was a shit day. I forget what happened. It was like the whole market just was. It was
another black swan. Just every lottery, dude. It's a random.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go on a walk with my kids, and just pretend that crypto doesn't exist for a bit, and then I'll come back and we'll stream. And but so now this one is basically 11 o'clock at night my time, 10 Pacific.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
1 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah. That's bananas.
It's bananas.
Yeah.
It's bananas.
That is bananas.
Yeah. AJ says pamp it.
Pamp it. Yeah.
So those asking prices don't fluctuate with market prices. So people have to update their ask. Yes and no. So he's talking about Bistro. Yes and no. Some of the prices fluctuate with the market. In fact, there was a point when the market was dropping faster than dark. So dark was like you're getting dark at a discount.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work with the stables.
So
the stables are locked in.
But the stables actually do fluctuate.
Right.
What the USDL could be 98.9,
right?
Absolutely.
Right. So it does do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we're saying. The payment tokens are very. There's a lot of liquidity underneath those payment tokens. It's RH tokens. So Hex, Pulse, PulseX, Inc. Stable coins are USDL and DAI, and then 2FUX, right? Those are the only tokens we have. They all have a lot of liquidity out on the market.
Mm-hmm.
2FUX not so much on V2 though. That one, there is a ton of it within 2FUX ecosystem. The other tokens that you put on that you list for sale should have some form of V2 liquidity that gets used once a day. Let's just use that as a rule of thumb. There are some tokens that don't get that have one transaction every other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a V2 or 9-inch or 9mm, something that Dex Screener picks up on, and then that price will be shot through Dex Screener API to our DApp. That's what we read up, and we usually are reading price off of the largest liquidity pair for that token.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed with dark, it's usually the pulse pair, which is usually the most conservative price.
Yeah.
Right.
When I watch it. So yeah, it does fluctuate, but the stables don't fluctuate as much.
Correct.
So like if the price of dark drops and the stables don't drop that much, then you're going to get that. You're going to get where you guys have entered that really cool color coding system.
Yeah. So the green is a must buy. White is neutral, right? You're getting what you pay for according to what the DEXs say, right? Or what DEXs are getting. And that can be plus or minus slippage, right? So you still could be in the green on that. Red is something where the price has gone out of range and wait for it to come back up. But there are days when PulseX and Pulse are doing 1 or 2% going up, but Hex for that day does 9%, right? And if somebody has Hex listed as a payment token that they will accept, go do it in Hex. There's arbitrage opportunities there. Big time. Big time.
And
a few of us that visit the site often have seen some deals where we're like,
have to take.
you feel guilty. You're looking around like, oh, you guys, like you feel like you're stealing candy from a baby. You're like,
some of your tokens, some of Fast Abdul's tokens, I will go and I will type in no permissions group. I have bought some of these. I am leaving some for you guys. Right?
Yeah, there you go. That's a nice way to do it.
That's what I did because I don't want to buy all the tokens on my protocol, right? But I will.
Yeah.
I would like it to spread, right? You guys aren't listing on them on there for me to buy. We're looking for it to increase our buyer support. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just I can't believe I found it a long time ago.
It puts me in a weird situation, right? So
yeah,
trying to support sellers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So the faster those tokens move, the more likely it is that they're going to list stuff on our thing. Correct. But at the same time, I would also like to attract additional buyers. So it's not just one little pocket of people buying everything.
Right. See, that's a benevolent dude. Someone it's like you leave the caviar like on the table. You know what I mean? It's like you just what? Like someone's leaving this ridiculous caviar.
I feel about actuator token, right? Like I'm getting this insane yield from actuator, and I'm like, I don't want to tell anybody about this. But as a community builder, I have to share this. I got to share. I got to share what's working, what's winning. I got to share my wins with people so they can win too. Even though it's taking some of the yield, like they're competing with my yield,
right?
And that's the same thing with the fuel cells. Is like if we were selfish, let's say, we wouldn't be talking any of this shit on screen. We wouldn't be showing you guys the behind the scenes numbers. And
not at all.
Hey, hint, hint, wink, wink. These J1s are going for. Why would they be listed for $25? I don't know. You know, like I strain my eye winking at this camera to you guys,
or give us a million pink whales. Right, pink mist whales. That's crazy, right? Because at the very beginning of the pink mist whale program, there were deals to be had.
Yeah, it was like as low as like $5 or $6 for a million.
Yeah,
and people were getting roughly at today's prices $30 worth of stuff of prizes for going and sending $6 to the pink mist.
Yeah, like a 6X.
Look where we are now.
Yeah,
look where the price is now.
Right.
Like it was an investment into the future. And those that acted on it they're like praying that those days return. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think they're gonna return.
Well, they could return. And the way that they could return is if the dark token pumped.
Right.
You could retain that same ratio, right? So if the dark token pumps and pink mist whale now is back at the same ratio it was prior, then you have that same freaking buying cycle.
This is true. This is true.
He is spilling alpha tea.
Hey,
even I don't like talk about.
Yeah, but see, normally he'd be on the stream watching, and he is.
You might have had no choice to begin with.
I know.
I might have come to that.
That's what I was gonna say. He might have just typed it in.
The exact same thing.
That's what I was gonna say. He might have just typed it in the comments. Yeah.
Going back to Bistro, I picked up some Yep token. I picked up a lot of farming tokens at a great price there. Gelato. Yeah. Picked up some gelato there.
Some
bribe, some nope.
What else have I bought? I bought some of the tokens. I think that came out of the Mandalorian ecosystem were on there. Reflex, I think, was one. I bought some of those. Ty bought some of the other ones.
Yeah.
You put actuator, but you said that, right? You said actuator.
Yeah, I put actuator just to see if it would sell, and it disappeared fast. And I was like, I'm not selling that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's certain tokens you put on there, and it's like a fishing lure. Yeah, you throw it out there, and there's one token which is I'm not gonna put on blast, but there's one token that I put on there at a killer deal.
Yeah,
I tagged people on Twitter. I tagged the project on Twitter. I tagged everyone involved with the project on Twitter, and nobody bought it at a huge discount. And I was like, "Oh, I got to dump this shit." So
this was new P-Dye, right?
yeah, it was the new. It was the Maddie token. Okay, no, but it was like, I've got to dump this thing, and I dumped it. And the next week, it was just because you can tell if projects believe in their token or not really quickly.
If they're not buying their own stuff, right?
That's what. Yeah.
If somebody put MCR,
like a
Magic
no-brainer
Card
deal.
Ride token on my
On
bistro
at a
below
decent price.
market price, I would buy all of it.
Right,
Because right now, I try not to buy that. I try to get other people involved in our project.
yeah.
But if you want to sell me yours, let me know. I will buy it.
Especially at lower than the price than it is.
100% all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, and you'll notice nobody has put for a while, quite a while. Nobody's put their dark token on Bistro,
Right.
except for that address that has been putting it on there
I
at a discount.
think we got a little bit of turmoil overload right now, but
Yeah.
what it is.
Mhm.
I think it's just you can even feel it in Randy's meeting today. It's just people are just overloaded with holy shit, this is happening again, and it recovers back to in the twos, and then it happens again, and then again.
It's like a form of vertigo.
Yeah,
Like after a while,
Groundhog Day is what it's like.
Groundhog Day, where
Right,
you're, just
Groundhog Day.
you're like, what has meaning anymore in this ecosystem? What matters?
Yeah.
And which direction is up?
Yeah. So if you have that feeling, which I was having immense feelings of that nature, go to Utah and buy a side by side and take it up some mountains and drive it in some sand.
Yeah.
Go camping, go fishing. The weather out here was freaking phenomenal.
You cannot beat it. Spring and fall in Utah, like early fall, but spring is the best. In Utah is just, oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
It really
So
is.
I always come here in fall, right? This time though, everything's freaking green.
Oh yeah.
seen-
Dude, Moab in April is a beautiful, like it's so nice in this time of year.
So we did just took a week off, right? Left Sunday, coming back probably Saturday. Tomorrow, my buddy and I, who's here with me, we're going to Valley of Fire. And then we're going to do that little loop, and then we're heading home. But this little freaking 7-day breather is what I really needed. Is get to see freaking Max.
Yeah,
I'm so glad.
Not just shout out to because he said I'm going to come visit you in the spring or the fall. Is that are you going to be down? I'm like, of course. And then like a week later, he's like, I'm headed your way. I was like, okay, great. Like that stuff I like, I understand. And then CryptoCat, they took 4 hours out of they went 4 hours out of their route to come say hi.
Wow. Yeah,
that was like such a huge honor to me that people would actually want so much to spend time with other hexicans, darksicans,
Exactly.
like just meet people in real life and know, hey, this is like someone I like can trust.
Exactly.
Which in crypto, when people aren't even showing their faces on stream, sometimes you're like, bro,
We're a pretty tight knit group, right?
Yeah,
Some of
Yeah.
us yeah.
He asked me the other night. He said, how often do people just actually come out and visit you? And I'm like, crypto people more than you would think.
Yeah.
Like people have a lot more integrity and a lot more a tighter bond.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Other people, even military people. Like I've got a ton of military friends, and half of them that said they'd come visit me did, and half of them didn't because life gets in the way or whatever.
Right.
And that's a pretty tight bond between military.
Yeah.
Crypto
Right.
goes that away. Crypto, I've never been in a community where the community people care about each other the way they do here.
Well, if you pull that chart up, that's what we're going through together on a daily basis. Right?
Yeah, trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Facts.
It is a real thing.
At the beginning, it was euphoria bonding. It was like
Yeah.
bonding.
Yeah.
You know, from the way Hex was in the beginning, and then now it's
I would love to see a change of pace. That would be awesome.
Well, and either bond is strong. You know what I mean? Like people were tight but I think it's even tighter when you bond in moments like this because, you know, we're sticking out.
When Pulse got into the 4 zeros and a 7, 4 zeros and an 8, right? That was fine. Going sideways at that level was not a bad. Nobody was going, oh, gloom and doom, gloom and doom.
Yeah, just down 20-30%.
Blah, 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 right? Nobody cared too much about that. They knew it was trading within a range, but this has been a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. Yeah, it's been a lot. I mean, when you have people that, you know, did a sack and they're down like 87% or 87% on sack prices, it's a rough.
If you stacked with the Magic Carpet Ride for our PLS pool, you're down a little less than half.
You're down less.
Yeah, it is. So good for you guys if you made that choice.
That's down less than half. That's impressive.
Dude, our sacrifices were in the money down to 4 zeros, 4 7.
No shit.
Because of the
Were you
bonus.
guys the biggest? Was you guys? So there was.
We were the 21st wallet. So we charged no fee.
Oh shit!
So
that right there, the 20% fee on that one, like, or maybe it was 10. I think it was only 10, maybe.
So we charged no fee or anything like that, and we had a 2.17 multiplier.
Wow, dude, that's huge.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Legion multiplier was?
The Legion was, I think, wallet 5 and 9, if I remember. But they had a 5% or a 10% fee. So it actually paid better to be in our pool. Yeah. Plus, they had this weird thing where they pegged your value.
Yep.
And we did not. We
really?
We were idiots because it was the first one we ever did, right? Yeah. But we were calculating daily values on a spreadsheet, right? And on top of that, I had my DMs open for that entire soccer. People telling me, I don't want you to suck it at 16 cents. That's ridiculous, but I will take 19. And I'm having to remember all of it. This? Yeah, and it goes, my wallet's in A5G3. And I'm going, holy shit.
Dude, oh gosh.
I did that for a month almost, right?
Dude, that
thing went.
That's like a whole, tank, a whole gallon of heart pills that someone would
100%, right? So many cigars were burned.
Then, I can imagine.
And then on the last day, we did 24 hours. And it was coming in fast and furious. People sending in lots of money, right? That wallet, I think we had almost $5 million. I think it was 4.7 million.
Damn. So now you're saying you did it daily, like based off the daily average price, or basically it was just what pulse, however much pulse you got in at the beginning? Like if you got in,
we were recording the price
in a spreadsheet.
With a spreadsheet, and it was being calculated by the SAC tracker.
Okay, yeah.
And that SAC tracker data was good.
Yep. On the Vercel.
Yeah.
Yep. That's okay. Yeah, that would make sense. It's still a lot of work, dude. That's a lot.
Yeah.
My wallet ends it. Yeah.
It was a lot of work. Where I think Motley said all Hex sacrifice at this time was worth 19 cents or whatever his number was, right? Mm-hmm. And then when it dipped to 16, people bought a shit ton of Hex and sent it into him. Yeah, they were getting 19 cents credit.
Yeah, the ARB on that.
Right? Yeah. But we were just doing it straight up, right? No fun and games. Just whatever price it is when you send it in, we're doing our best to keep track of that.
Yeah,
it was wild.
That's salute to you guys, and I mean Legion too. Obviously, a lot of work too. I mean, anyone that did it and did it the right way and actually gave people their tokens.
Yeah,
because there's some. I heard there were some smaller ones that people kind of got.
Yeah,
I know some people that There's if you know, let's see. Well, I won't dox him, but basically there were two brothers, and they basically gotten some family money, and we were talking about the tune of maybe like 30-40K, and they were putting on a new ledger, and they basically did a hidden wallet within that ledger, but they didn't remember the password. You know what I mean? Like they wrote it down, and they literally, like, that money's, they can't get into that wallet.
Oh.
So like, yeah, dude, imagine you had your parents, your uncles, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, like, collectively 50 grand. And then, like, they called, I was the first call, like, what do I do? I'm like, did everything I knew how to do. And I wasn't as familiar with Trezor, with the hidden wallet function. I was mostly a ledger guy. And so I put them in touch with people from the Pulse Chain chat, and they tried to help as best they could. But it was kind of like, guys, if you don't remember that password, you're cooked.
You're done.
Because it gives you, because it's a separate seed phrase than your actual seed phrase.
Yeah.
It's only the password is the only way you can recover it when it's a hidden wallet. And so it's like, oh, don't ever try to do more security than you actually know what you're doing, because it can be worse than,
Right.
You can lock yourself out of your own funds.
Exactly. Exactly.
AJ says Darkstronomus,
Ooh, I like that.
also known as, I've called it Astronomus before. Fluctuate, stupid autocorrect. Yeah, we got you.
Gotcha.
We went to 1390.
Oof.
I want BTC just back test the breakout at 71K. Get it over with.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what we felt like. It was like, just get it over with.
Yeah, just take the big bath, like get all the leverage out of the market, rinse it, and then let's go up. Like, that's the thing, is the market's like this really. I mean, first it just tested the dumpers' hearts, and then it tested a lot of the holders' hearts. You know what I mean? Who wants to sell it at prices like this? You know?
Is it just a little bit okie dokie? Oh, we didn't get to him. I'm up at 5, silly wabbits.
You're the man, AJ.
Yeah, he's the man.
There you go.
He's a hard working dude. Casey, 175 by Christmas. I'm never wrong. 99.99% of the time.
Hey,
we got you, Casey. Casey's candle is still the all-time high of dark.
yeah.
Casey Candle, he holds the record.
Yeah.
For $135 dark.
Yeah.
And we will find out in the future if that was a horrible entry.
I bought 2 T shares
At 50 cents.
at 45 cents.
Oof.
Five grand.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
I remember when that T-shirt rate was just so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. And air fryer giveaways. Yeah, I did. Should I not have? Yeah, I think Rich is one of the people that vaporized, because for some reason they thought that, and they might have been trolled, but
is he joking by saying should I not have?
Should I not have? Like, he's joking because he knows
Okay,
now. But there was
Oh,
quite a few people. Hex T Armstrong had a hacked wallet, and he kept reaching out to me, DMing me, and being like, "Hey, I bought a dark and it's gone.
Yeah.
Or maybe the fuel cell and it's gone." And I was like,
Oh no.
okay, maybe you're looking in the wrong wallet, or maybe it's not connected, or you're not on the right website, or you're hacked. And like, after that, like, I went in and like checked his transactions. I'm like, yeah, I can show you right here where it went, right here where it went. Like,
Yeah.
It's being transferred out. And he's like, that's not me. And I was like, you're hacked.
Yeah.
Like, you need to just get rid of that wallet and move on. And that was it. Now, thank goodness it happened early in the game. Yeah, because at first I thought this, and I didn't know who Hex T Armstrong was.
Right.
He just I'm thinking some 12-year-olds fucking with me in my DMs. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. Like, come on. But I didn't know he was new to crypto.
Right.
And who he is that we know now. You know, the killer that made these amazing chains. Shout out to Hex T.
Yeah, you're a good.
Shout out for sure.
Shout out. So anyways, I was like, yeah, but a lot of people would DM me and be like, okay, I vaporized, now what? And I'm like, ha ha ha. They're like, no, I seriously, I got like 3 or 5 fuel cells.
Triple Dad told us to.
Yeah, old Patrick at Crypto Guys. They're like, vaporize. I'm like, do not vapor. Don't listen to these guys. It was like what you just said earlier about.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
So
Cracks me up.
yeah, Shainana, that's funny. How are you? Hey, what's up? Malafi Cisse. What will be worth more? What has more value, dark or fuel cells?
It's a good question. So it depends on when. I mean, when are you looking? Here's the thing: is I'd much rather have a fuel cell now, as I'll have more dark in it later. And that's what the chart I'm working on right now is when is the payback? Like when is payback period? Meaning when does one dark just in yield alone take away lottery winnings? When does that reach one dark inside of the wallet? And that's so I but and we were think what basically in just a couple of years if you mentioned journey 1, you basically were at 2 to 3 dark within just a couple of years inside the fuel cell. So the fuel cell is worth more, assuming that obviously with better price performance. I'd much rather hold on to a fuel cell than hold on to a liquid dark, which is why I mint them.
If you're holding on to dark, you believe in its value in the short term.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yep.
you're minting the fuel cell, you're believing in its value long term. It's the same with holding hex or T shares.
Right.
If you're holding hex, you're getting ready for a bull run and you're waiting to take profit. If you get into a T share, well, even liquid T shares are a good deal because they're like the best of both worlds.
Yep.
They're the Miley Cyrus hex.
And there's lots of flavors of that now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Steakhouse.
Yep.
There's HSIs and then actuator. All three viable alternatives. And even though I don't get along with these guys, there's still perpetuals.
Mm-hmm. The perps.
Yeah.
I like perps because it sounds like a perpetrator.
Yeah. Those things are still viable, right? And what's the dip catcher even gave us props the other day, which I thought.
Oh, that says a lot.
Yeah.
That
says a lot because that's a smart guy. You know what I mean? Someone who's able to
within the Builders Guild the other day, freaking Alex said, "You guys are building some really cool shit."
Wow, dude.
Is what he said.
That was as good of endorsement. Like that, the Alex one is as good of endorsement as you can get.
Yeah,
like dip catcher's a huge one, also. Like I'm saying,
10th degree propeller heads, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I put Alex right there, right?
100%.
And I mean, the only other one outside of that would maybe be Richard saying, "That's awesome," right?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the next one is that.
Yeah.
I think those are definitely
pretty cool,
good ones. So if you look at the price chart of dark since its inception, 140 days ago. Are we 140 days into this project?
Let's see, November, December, January,
When did it
February,
launch at?
March, April.
November 22nd.
No, price wise.
It launched at $1.
And now it's $10 or $8.
Yeah, $7-8. It's bouncing around right now. The SAC price was $2 to $15.
Yeah.
Depending on your bonus and if you were in the wish well and stuff like that, just depending on your bonus, just like the SAC price of your,
When you had that SAC and you were live streaming, did you play Terrence Trent D'Arby wishing well?
Mm-mm.
No?
Oh, that would have been a good call.
You missed an opportunity.
I missed it.
We did.
So if you look at
Damn
the
it.
chart, you can tell whether it was better to hold dark or whether to mint.
Right.
But for the last, since December, it's been way better to mint than to hold dark. Because dark's done nothing but gone down in value, but up in
the
yield.
short term. Yep. Exactly.
Like the yield is going up.
And if you got lottery payouts, dude, I mean, that's without even counting.
If you didn't win the lottery,
Right.
If you didn't win the lottery, it would have been better to mint and
Right.
lock in those higher yields.
Right.
Till now. Who knows? Who knows what the hell the next few months.
If you bought it on a dip after launch and just held on to $2 dark,
Right.
you 4x your money in a market that's down.
Right.
That takes all the gamification out of this, right? Just that simple thing.
That
right
exactly.
there. Buying and holding pays better than trading it, right? You would
100%.
have 4x your money
Yep.
on a market that is perpetually black swan.
Black flock of black
Attacked by the.
black geese.
Yeah.
It's like, dude. It's like it's like. My little guy likes watching Transformers, and there's the latest one. There was that air razor. It's got like the knives on the wings. It's like that's what the geese have. It's like the black swans were just knives on their damn wings.
It's like
Dragon.
black swans with grenades,
Exactly.
strapped, like
Yeah,
duct taped
kamikaze
to their
black swans.
chest, coming in at you.
Yeah.
Kamikaze black swans, 100%.
He says, what would you rather have? Maybe a better question. No, that's a great question. I vaporized them all, and I still can't see how much dark I have made. Also, where do I get my dark back? Those are both
Gosh, I
great
hope
questions.
he's joking. I hope he's joking.
I would have to. I would. I think he is. He
Rich,
says,
I hope
"Wait,
you're
what?"
joking about vaporizing them all.
Well, Rich has asked some really great questions in the No Permissions
Right.
anti-gravity chapter, like the topic. And so, yeah, he's giving us a goofy face now. But
Okay,
in the
good.
beginning,
Thank God.
these were all real questions.
Yeah.
Like, what's the advantage of vaporizing? It's like, no, there is. I cannot
Right.
think of one right now.
Right.
There's an advantage to vaporizing other people's fuel cells, but not your own.
Right. Exactly.
It's like the what's the NFTs,
Right.
like that kind of gamification.
You don't want to vaporize yours. That is your key to the pot.
Yeah.
What would be the what would be an event that would make it that? Like getting out of crypto, that would be one, right?
Yeah, or
Completely
massive price.
crypto, I'm done with this stuff. It's too much ups and downs. I'm done, right?
Yeah.
That would be like one scenario, and I can't really think of another.
The only
Or
other
price is going crazy. Like if you entered at like a $10 dark, and let's go to $1,000, and you can get more than, let's say you can get 20% out of that. Or yeah, 0.2 dark in there, right? And it's $200.
That makes sense. That's like EES and a hex stake.
Exactly. Yeah. Basic price.
Because of the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, to where
That's the
even
only
if
other
you
thing I
pay
could
the
think of.
penalties, you're still so far ahead in dollar terms.
Yeah,
Right.
or let's say someone's basically just totally tapped out with cash, but they have a bunch of fuel cells, and then there's a lottery where that scrape and mint button comes back, or this scrape and roll button comes back, and it's just the lottery is so fat that you want to be in that. Again, I still want the earlier fuel cells, but let's just say it was so fat that you ran some math and you're like, I have to get more of these. You might want to vaporize then to just get some dark. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I wouldn't do it, but someone might, if they have enough fuel cells.
It's not a good idea.
I think this is what would make sense. Let's say you bought dark at $2, right? Or you got in on the sacrifice, or even if you got in right now at $7-8.
Yeah.
And you mint a fuel cell, and you accumulate a tenth of a dark. Like some people have already, J1s have already accumulated more than a tenth of a dark.
Yep.
So let's say the price of dark does something crazy,
right?
To where that 10% of a dark is 10 times more than what you put in at $6 or $7.
Right.
It makes sense now, and this is why you don't have enough fuel cells, because you want to have, just like with the what's NFTs, you want to have enough of these that you can sacrifice some, either by selling them on the market or vaporizing them, and take profit from 10% or 5% of your fuel cells and let the rest ride.
Right.
Like that. And that's the point of the staking ladder too, is you can sacrifice your stake that's closest to being mature if the price goes back to 50 cents or $1.
Yep.
Right. It makes sense to do that, because even after paying, it's the same analogy as what you made with the hex,
right?
Which is like, because.
But selling it on the market, like you said, would be the best thing. Like selling the fuel cell on the market. Ideally, that's what someone would buy. You know what I mean? It's
better to hand it off to someone else that's going to let the thing accrue.
Yeah, well, and hopefully someone would buy it for a better price than the liquid dark that you could get from it. You know what I mean? Like someone would say, I want to get that liquid dark that I could always redeem it for minimum, but in 11 more days, or another 45 days, I'll be able to get more, guaranteed. You know what I mean? Like you would think it would have at least some type of premium associated with that.
Well, can I throw a real funky thing at it?
Yeah.
What if Richard Hart said, I can't do anything about this P-dye thing. I'm going to fork the chain. Mm-hmm. What would you do with your fuel cells?
Well, the fuel cells would be forked also, right?
If it's a system state where he just cuts out the P-dye, then
So
Then
he
you want-
just, like what some people say, he tries to implement one of the Ethereum updates and bring the chain up to current Ethereum status, right? And while doing that, exit PDI out of the system.
Right. Well, see, because then it becomes when is the, because there's always that gamification you can do if you know when that fork time is, because then you can be like, okay, well, I can you can do a bunch of things if you know when that fork time is going to be, right? Or if you know when it is before the market does, because they might not know for another 12 hours, and you have 12 hours to mess around it, you know what I mean, or to basically sell it, to dump all your bags, and you're going to get your copies on the next chain no matter what, pre-sale. But that's why he doesn't tell anyone when the fork
Do
time
you know where the highest yielding hex is?
What is that?
ETH PAL.
ETH PAL?
yeah, the proof of work chain.
Proof of work chain.
Yeah.
Because the OA never staked there.
Right.
It still has the 369.
Yeah. It just doesn't have much liquidity.
It doesn't have any liquidity, and you got to bring everything out in little chunks and stuff like that.
Sure.
But the OA never staked there.
Yeah, which means it's fat yield. Like
Yeah,
fat yield.
it's way fat yield.
Because you have all that percentage not being, you have 98% or like 95% fewer addresses clamoring off that same amount of yield.
And on top of that, you have all the people that staked that their shit's bleeding.
Right.
Right? They're not collecting their thing. You're probably getting bled out stakes to the tune of probably 3 or 4 hex a day.
Oh yeah, you'll end up with the whole damn supply.
I probably have some giant bleeding out stakes over there.
You probably have some that have bled, yeah.
Stakes.
Well,
So I'm contributing to that pool.
The proof of work ETH is the only one that has a little bit of viability, from what I've been told. People say that the fair one is all but dead.
Yeah, wasn't that Justin Sun from Tron that did that one?
I don't remember, but I've heard that.
I think it was, and in which case, yeah, he's doing Tron. Then he's not worried about that. But yeah, the ETH, it was that the dude from China that did the ETH POW chain. And he was pretty dedicated on it. Like no matter what it did, he did very well in ETH, and he was doing it on a, obviously he wanted to gain, but his whole argument was on principles, where he's like, I don't want to be on a chain that's not proof of work. So we'll see. If proof of stake has an issue, he'll be very glad that he, we'll see how do you can't really update the system state as it goes. So it kind of becomes obsolete as time goes on, right?
Right.
Like it kind of becomes, because then it's like, okay, you might have a big win if that ever has massive liquidity and people go back and like, okay, what was my share of certain things back then,
Right.
But yeah, it'd be interesting. I haven't even looked at metrics on that. I'd be so curious to see what ETH POW is doing. Like, what's its total volume a day? You know what I mean? Like,
that part's all interesting. But from what I heard, because I brought this up the other day, and they said that there's still dexes over there, and Alex still has front end up, I believe, the Hedron front end that can look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
So Rich says, I still can't tell if PDI is effed, and it's not something Richard is doing. So confusing. I'm convinced.
It's a lot of mixed messages, right?
I'm convinced that Richard doesn't have anything to do with PDI anymore, ever since the extraction. Right. And let's say that PDI gets fixed tomorrow. Like they fix the exploit tomorrow. There's no more extracting. Mm-hmm. Cool, bro. We're down 30 mil, give or take, maybe even more. So is fixing PDI going to bring $60 to $100 million of value back to the chain? Probably not.
No,
never.
What it would do is it would suck out the liquidity. It would suck out the value of what's left on chain. I don't think anybody's going to bridge money over to play around in it, but they would sell their core coins to get involved in it again.
Oh yeah, that's
and
that's
that would
yeah.
be, and that would be bad also.
So fixing
And it would
PDI
still be
would
speculative,
probably
like-
be even more of a net negative than it already is.
People,
Well, the thing is-
it's just like when everybody sold their sushi, their sheep and their bonk and everything because Trump came out, right? And it
Right.
set all the value out of the meme coin market and shoved it into
Yep.
Trump and Melania, right?
Consolidated it. Yeah,
And that's exactly what would happen.
Kind of like
that's what
the
happened.
Most token.
But see, when you
Right.
say
The
fixed,
Most token sucked all the air out of the room.
Well, here's the reason why that happened is because there's no pairing with most and PDI.
right?
Right. So I could go pump PDI. I could go pump most with my PDI through an aggregator, and it's going to do hard slaw with whatever it's paired to. But most is going to pump, right? Hands
Right.
down. So when Firewell says, I'm going to get out of my PDI, we're going to take all of our liquidity positions, but he takes the value of his PDI and he transfers it into X Game, Firewell, and the other token he created
Right.
on Pump.Fun or Pump.Tires, right? So all of his holdings are gone, and he's got all of that value stored into 3 coins now that have no pairing with PDI.
Right.
It's sick, right? So my advice to anybody that's still in PDI, and if you had fat bags like 9 Iron or whatever freaking those guys' names are, I would take the value that I had in that, and I would shove it into something that was cool on that protocol on Pump.Tires, and I would be able to extract my value of my PDI, put it back into the market and the liquidity pool, and take that value and throw it into something that's not paired with it, and you're safe.
Right.
You're safe. You're not only are you selling your PDI, which is driving the value of those LPs down and siding or making those skew, you've been able to take that value and put it outside of it. It's
Right.
pretty cool.
You know what? Very, very cool. And here's the question I have: is when you say when PDI's fixed, so or you said if PDI's fixed, right? Is that what you said, Max? If PDI's fixed, is that
Yeah,
what you
if you fix
said?
PDI,
Okay, so when I hear fixed, like I fixed, I would have to assume means it's pegged to $1, because otherwise it's not fixed. It's a speculative token. It's like a speculative token with a price.
see, I just meant if you patch the hole in the boat.
Yeah, but
I wasn't even
yeah,
talking about filling the boat back up with precious cargo and
Correct.
doing what people were hoping it would do.
see, and so I think the only way to fix it is to basically almost like fork out all the PDI holders. You know what I mean? Like you would just do a different stable. Why would you even use the same contract?
I offered that as a suggestion, okay, to the Maddie people.
Yeah.
So when they did their whole little thing, I said, if you truly want a PDI stable coin, why don't you do the liquidity fork with a different token and have it mint a token called PDI that's worth
Right.
$1.
That's your stable coin. Yeah.
You know why they don't want to do that is because they would like to buy a stable coin for 4 zeros and a 3 right now and have it worth $1 next week.
It's a
Right?
power- it's a
That's what
power-
they want.
It's a powerful narrative.
It is a powerful narrative.
Well,
But-
and any other token can have that narrative if you just basically like it's so funny because it's a limiting narrative. You know what I mean? Like if you said at the beginning, like with Hex, if you're like, wait till Hex is a penny, which was a sexy narrative, but it wasn't like once it hits a penny, it won't go over that. It was like, you know what I mean? It's like, so it's like a narrative, but it has a ceiling. You know what I mean? So you really want a narrative that doesn't have a ceiling, but it's just a fixed number that people can put on, and then it's stablecoin protocol could happen, you know.
Yeah.
And so, but it's
I'll tell you why it is. This is why it's compelling, even though it's limiting. It's the same horse shit that is XRP.
yeah,
Complete horse shit. Because when you tell us the narrative 12 years ago that it's going to replace the Swift system and like get trillions of dollars of transactions,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. In your mind puts a short time limit on it. So it says it's going to do this in this much time. So the
Right.
PDI to $1 narrative it gets in people's mind and they're like, yeah, I can buy it for 4 zeros and a 3-4,
Right.
and it'll be worth $1 when this event happens, or when this like there's a time limit to a quick flip, a quick,
Yeah, your brain just.
how many what's the supply of PDI?
Oh gosh,
It goes up all the time.
What's like a rough
It's
estimate?
minted, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they
Like
say?
a super rough estimate.
28 billion roughly. Like I
Yeah,
wanna say
okay.
something like that.
Okay, so to fix PDI the way you're talking about,
We
which
need
makes
$28 billion.
Yeah, $28 billion is going to magically appear.
Yeah.
Out of where?
No.
Right.
Where is this energy going to come from?
That's the thing. You
Like that, just like on its face.
couple
That
years.
was the thing on the face. Like 2 years ago, when we were hustling and working
Yep.
as hard as we could on our project,
Yeah.
people kept saying, "Hey, dude, just throw $100 in here. Hey, dude, just throw $1,000 in here." And they were right. If you would have
Yeah.
took them profit at 3 cents or 2 cents, you would have made a killing. That would have been
made a
great.
killing. Yeah.
That wasn't the idea.
Right.
The idea was like, dude, if this goes to $1, I've just made $80 million. And it's like,
Right.
that's a cool idea. Where in life have you ever seen anyone gifted $80 million and 300 of their friends that are just are lucky enough to be in the right Telegram group?
Right.
That shit's never happened in the history of man.
In order
Ever.
for that to happen,
Unless you're Epstein.
the supply needs to be going down,
Right.
not up.
Right. 100%.
The only way that you can magnify that financial horsepower is to reduce the supply.
True.
Yep. I think ETH changed the name. Says Steve.
Oh, and wait, really, I got a fun fact about ETH.
Go.
Proof of work. So, what do you guys think is the total value locked in ETH proof of work right now? Like not hex, like the total chain.
The total value of the entire chain
in liquidity, in total value locked, like in actual liquidity, like locked liquidity that, like the actual funds that
27 million.
87,278 across all of its DeFi protocols. Now that's broken up.
That is a skinny cow to milk.
Here's the top 5 liquidity, or the top 5 DeFi protocols in terms of TVL. LFG swap on ETH POW has 64,883 of it. UniW swap, which is like the Uniswap, but with the for proof of work, 13,214. POW swap, $7,611. Power swap, $1,288. The number 5 HIP POW swap with $283. And that's, I wouldn't say that's the top 5. I'd say that's all of them, because if the last one, it goes from 64 grand to 283, I think you've pretty much captured everything in there. Yeah, that pretty much adds up to that adds up almost exactly to the 87,000.
That's how much is in ETH POW.
In not like in all of its DeFi protocols, in terms of that, like liquidity that you can basically get out of it. It's pretty wild. So I wonder how much of that liquidity is hex. Probably nothing. Probably anything that inflates, I would imagine, doesn't have much liquidity over there.
Yeah. And if Richard Hart forked this and what we have becomes classic and the new one becomes the real Pulse chain,
Pulse Classic,
you would have hex on 5 chains.
Yeah, you would.
That is so crazy.
It is crazy.
It's bananas.
That is bananas.
It's bananas.
Bananas.
So Steve says, I think ETH changed the name.
I think it did.
A whole new set of people picked it up to try to run with it.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Yeah.
Ty told me the name the other day. I forget what he said.
Rich is saying it's paired with so many coins, and Richard just let that happen, knowing it could bring everything down. I don't know. Maybe he thought it would just go away eventually. Maybe.
Oh, dude, it changed to DIS chain, DIS chain.
Yeah, that's it.
DIS chain?
Yeah, DIS chain is what ETH Fair is. Yeah. Another one rebranding, and I'm going to see how much TVL on that. Let's see, which one do you think is higher, ETH Fair or ETH POW?
ETH POW.
ETH POW.
Let's see. I'll tell you.
Keith Fair has like $12.58.
Yeah, it says does not have any publicly reported total value locked data on major analytics platforms, so nothing basically.
Yeah. Rich says, you're not kidding. I put my core coins in PDI trying 2x my core token holdings, so I got wrecked almost completely by PDI dumping.
Oh no, I hope you're kidding again.
No, I round tripped and donated my cores. I learned something. 50 billion is what he says the rough estimate is of
the supply.
Yeah, so we just need $50 billion of energy to just show up.
Right.
Yeah, and just give it to people.
Yeah, we only need about 25 Richard Harts to show up and put all of their economic energy in there. That would be great.
Now, if you freaking put 50 million into it, and then reduce the supply by 1,000x, then you freaking
now you've got something.
Yeah, you've taken away 3 zeros. Yeah.
It says no. I was answering the question. Which question? The one about
this? I just told him. I said, I hope you're kidding. And so he's being honest. Like Pete, I did wreck him in terms of his course.
Yeah.
I was just making sure he wasn't joking, just like with the vaporizing. Okay, so let's see. I'll tell you what it says. It says, so it says, as of April 11th, 2025, it says it's got 24.97 billion. It says, but it's not clearly defined, but that's what it's saying it is at the moment. But we'll see.
Folks, we have
the liquidity is $13 on PDI and Rat Pulse at the moment.
We got 9. Oh, go ahead.
No, the PDI Pulse X pair has 95 cents on it.
How much?
95 cents on the PDI Pulse X pair.
Nice.
And that's total. That's basically combining all dexes.
Don't you think it's way less confusing now that Maddie's going to add another PDI?
Has it been added? Hasn't it already?
I don't know, but it was supposed to clear the name of PDI, right? And now you're going to come on to Paul's scene and be able to purchase all PDI.
The problem is we don't have enough PDIs.
That's true.
We should.
So what I told somebody the other day is I was going to mint 369 flavors of PDI on pump tires.
That's a start.
And I was going to airdrop the PDI group all of those PDIs through a tool, right?
The actual original PDI group, like the actual original one.
The current holders. I could snapshot it and take that.
Oh, the current holders, yeah.
Right? And then just make it just giant mess, right?
Yeah.
Just make it absolutely horrific to the point where people just don't want to do it anymore. And then go on to 2fucks and do like 300 and something odd coin pairs, like pair 8 here and 8 here, and then take those tokens and pair it together, right? And just make it just horrific.
You have to rename the token in your wallet so that you didn't ever get confused. You'd have to name it.
I just don't know what else to tell to people.
It says the liquidity is what confuses me. How it still has 8.5 million makes one think it's not broken, or it would have zero liquidity. Out of that 8.5 million, how much of it is a sell order on V3?
That's a good call, because we know Somi has V3 sell walls, V3 sell orders all the way up.
Yeah.
Where are you getting 8.5 mil in liquidity from? Which where are you finding that? Because the numbers I read were pretty close to zero.
Yes, I don't know how any of that works. It says Maddie's PDI is tanked. I can only imagine.
No way.
That's crazy. The douche, you say?
It's supposed to be a peg.
Yeah,
Peg to dollar.
and then
Yeah.
and be future collateral for said stablecoin.
I don't think that this contract address is PDIs because PDIs ends in like a 5v1 or something like that, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, 5301 or something. I forget.
Which might
Yeah.
be getting us into some sort of dusting attack here.
Yeah.
What?
And Richard and Steve Stash is also throwing up some addresses. So like, do not.
We highly recommend
Do not buy any of do not buy any of these. Unless you believe in them, but
Yeah.
but don't buy them based
PDI,
off them being listed
no
on.
address. It says Atropa though. Well, there was one time like because we have this killer tool that was made by Block Hive, which we use on Dark
Yeah.
all the time to show people where the liquidity is, and Pink Miss Well to give people hints on what might happen in the future. But I remember putting in the actual PDI contract address in that one, and it had.
But it took from a whole bunch of things.
There was one that was paired with it was like $18 quadrillion
Yeah.
of some strange coin I've never heard of, which I don't know where it's like how they got it to show up with a price, but it was like obviously so absurd and unreal that it's like, okay, all these.
And it took like 20 minutes for that page to compile.
Yeah.
It was so much stuff.
Yeah. It was so much crap.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because the web is crazy with what people are trying to do with it too.
But if you went on to the main dexes and did a search, you could find that much the liquidity where it's at. But all the other stuff is just trash, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't trust the Tropa stuff anymore either.
Well, because that was based off of wasn't that based off PDI? Like Tropa was based off PDI?
No, it was completely separate from PDI.
Really?
They tried to build value off of PDI. They did pair with it, right?
Yeah, they took that.
I knew. Yeah, I thought it was like it had something to do with either the narrative of it or the function of it.
100%. But Maria had nothing to do with what was going on or what's going on now. Well, should we call it, you guys? What time is it?
Yeah, I gotta be up in the
It's
morning.
1:15 in the morning here. We have almost 9 hours until the minting window opens on J4, and I don't know how many people are going to mint on behalf of the evil address, but every time they do a batch of 500 from the evil address, almost 300 of those are going to end up in the treasury, 377 or something like that, 3 something, and 100 of them are going to end up out of every time someone hits that button, 100 of them are going to pop up in the lottery.
Nice.
So yeah, every click of that button is 100 more in the lottery and 400 and something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
300 something, almost 400 that are going to show up in the treasury.
Yeah, you guarantee those mints. I mean, they're guaranteed anyway. But in case you don't trust it, in case you're like, I want to make sure that I saw that yield table, I want to basically make sure I at least get that yield. Then hey, you can mint all of those evil addresses, fuel cells. You don't need to trust the evil address at all to mint them.
With the spikes that we've had in the Pulse chain lately, like the erratic, insane fees, I think the evil address itself might hit that button while prices are low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than waiting until the end, because it's the way the smart contract's set up, that it waits until like the last day and a half or so.
Right.
And then it's
whatever the gas is.
Whatever it costs. So yeah, that might yeah.
Did somebody knock?
I think I knocked on this.
Oh, you did?
Maybe. I don't think anyone's awake. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna get to bed. We're gonna get some sleep. I think CryptoCat's taking off super early. I don't know if I'll even see him.
I will be on the couch, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asleep.
So we're gonna get some sleep, and I'll be streaming when that minting window opens tomorrow.
J4. When is the
J4.
winner of the contest? Our contest.
We have 15 hours left. So not long after the minting window opens, we'll have a winner declared, and most of these are already preloaded in the service that we use. So we should be able to get the new image showing up fairly soon tomorrow.
Cool.
Whether Zephyr gets like 40 or 50 people into vote for his stuff, or whether Elizabeth hangs on to it.
Yeah,
She's got a little bit of a
she's got a lead. Oh, did she get a little bit? Ooh, uh-oh.
Earlier tonight, she was at 75.
Yeah, now
Where's
she's at
that now?
72.
Oh,
So
hey.
Smo's rallied. Smo has 6.9 in both of hers. I think Smo went door to door, like I had mentioned.
She's
waking up her
She might
neighbors.
just be shooting for 6'9".
Yeah, maybe she just likes 6'9". Nice. She's like, nice.
Yeah, cool. I'm happy
Worth
here.
it. Worth it.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. We're 12 years old here.
Yeah.
Steve Stash, I don't think anyone wants to buy until sacrifice happens, because there will be a dump. And then Rich has hands, yellow, red heart. And so that's all bonded liquidity.
Wait, sacrifice for what? What was you said until sacrifice happens? What was he? Which sacrifice?
the Maddie stuff.
Oh,
that
that
did happen, didn't it?
it happened. I thought, yeah, it
One
was,
of them
it was
did.
alive for 6 days. Like, was it a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how
Quite
many?
possibly might have been one of the things that made me want to take a vacation. That
Yeah.
right there.
Well,
Did it sacrifice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maddie's Pete. The thing is, like, maybe, you never know when Maddie's done with sacrifices. He could have 16 more sacrifices lined up.
Gosh,
He's just gotta, get his hype man back on the wagon and make some videos. Yeah, but the coins take 7 days to unlock. Yeah, the whole that unlocking thing is interesting too.
I haven't even heard about that. I was in the sand. I don't even want to hear about it at all.
Mhm.
I don't want to hear about it. Tell me
Yeah,
when I get home, though. Okay.
yeah.
Hey,
Once you
what's the
figure out
block
how
hive?
to-
What's the Block Hive website again? I'm trying to pull it up on a
It's
computer I've never gone
right
to.
here. It's liquidity hyphen pools dot for sell dot app.
Pools.Vercel.app. Okay.
Yeah, and
They
wait,
should just get the they should forward that to they
I've
should-
got it in the comments right here.
Yeah, I'm on it now. I'm just saying they should get the Block Hive, or I mean someone already has that, but or the beekeepers, and forward the obviously this is free.
Do you guys know if it's the same guy? Is that
The beekeeper?
Is that Llama?
I don't know, because I reached out to the guy.
Because he was making honeybees forever.
He was making forever. I sent him a donation to say, this is the coolest tool ever. Thank you so much. And I said, come on stream with me. And he was like, he goes, I'm a background guy. I don't want to be on stream. I don't want to talk.
That might be Llama.
It might be Llama.
Because that's how he is.
It could be, yeah.
Could be the thing he was working on.
Hey, wait, real quick. I do have the answer for the PDI liquidity, what it's at right now, based on the Block Hive. It's $382.70. All dexes combined. Pulse XV1 has $19.50. Pulse XV2 $245.44. 9mm V2 $84. 9mm V3 $33. So that's doesn't sound like you're gonna be able to get much value out of that.
I don't think that can be true, bud.
It can't, could it?
Because the only reason why I say that is just because I think that the PTGC UFO guys have more than that.
They have locked liquidity. Yeah, so I guess maybe this is it says it has V3 in here, but it can't be reading liquidity properly. Because these numbers, like I got the actual contract from PDI's website just now, and pasted it in. So I know I have the right contract, and if it's the one that ends in 616A, B. But anyway, that's what it says on Beekeepers.
One that ends in 305. And then, and I think that's the Ethereum one.
Because I went to the buypdiet.com one, which is what the regular website takes you to. So that would be, it could just be that. Oh, it still says checking info while you were waiting. So it's still probably populating.
Oh yeah, if that's the PDI one that I looked up, it took 20 minutes to populate that screen. There was so much.
Then it could still be generating data. Because it's like the biggest pair is with from this what it's showing this thus far is, oh gosh, it's token that doesn't even make any sense. It's like and at underscore at and like ampersand at symbol under. It's not even
I got huge bags of that.
What's
that
the
one?
and symbol called again?
I was gonna say, it's like
Is that
ampersand.
ampersand?
Ampersand. Like, so the and symbol is an ampersand is like the actual name of it.
How do you spell ampersand?
AMP ampersand, like AMPERSAND, like ampersand. Yeah.
Sand.
Like amp, like from an amplification, then then sand, like sand that he was writing the side by side in ampersand. That's like what the and symbol is. Like, this is like what the token is. It basically says like SAAS when you like read it, like software as a service. But look, I just sent it in the private chat because this one won't send in regular chat. But if you look at that, Max, if you can see it, that's the symbol of like the one that has $112 of liquidity, and that's been around since my birthday. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Wow.
We have an update meeting with our dev team on Saturday morning. So we will
thank God not tomorrow morning.
How much further our testnet has gone with the game, with the Pink Mistwell game. That's something I'm really, really interested to dig into and see what's going on. And then, like I said, tomorrow morning we're gonna be streaming in about 9 hours. I'm gonna be streaming about 9 hours and watching that go live. So check us out. Check us out tomorrow.
Basically, you got how much time left in the art contest? We said like 10 hours.
15
hours.
15. Okay, 15. Okay, so we won't. So that gives us time. 15 hours for the art contest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But people can start minting their fuel cells. So it'll just be blank we're giving people extra time. Like, we're not gonna have it loaded pre-mint, but you'll have the image on your fuel cell. It just won't show up instantly because the art's still being chosen.
Yeah, we just have to create the link to the winner.
Yeah, exactly. Just on the bunny,
which will be after the first day, but
yeah, we just need to have the winner. Then I can, as you know, I can do that in 5 minutes while we sit there and wait. So
yeah, and I'll send you some of the stuff that they've been asking for in our other chat. That some branding and some colors and things like that for the game.
Yep. Yeah. They haven't sent the dimensions yet, have they?
No, they're just asking for because I looked up, like, they're looking for fonts and colors and styles,
right?
And then I'm guessing that we can get the best whale background image from you, and we might just throw it into that that style, the 16-bit style, in the background, so it kind of looks like a little Nintendo game.
Absolutely. Yeah, easy.
Awesome. I'm gonna throw up some music here.
Nice.
And we're gonna go out on AJ Rip City. I'm gonna play Corey Neves. I'm gonna play a few of these songs here to play you guys out. It says we had about 150 people stop in at some point.
Oh yeah.
In this stream, a bunch of people on YouTube. Like I said, I kept it chill. I didn't play a lot of copyright music tonight like I wanted to, but I'll make up for that later. And we'll have to play that song, "Wishing Well."
Yes.
Kissing
Go check that one out.
Underneath the sycamore. All right, we remember, guys. What you do matters. You matter. You're worthy of the desires of your heart, and
Amen.
this is the best damn community in crypto, hands down. Don't forget that. It might not feel like a fun, happy party right now, but there's no one else I'd rather be hanging out with in this community.
Well, it's the stuff you do when it's not a fun, happy party that matters. You know what I mean? That's when it does become fun and happy, you're much happier.
Yeah. Imagine what it's gonna feel like when we're winning.
People who do the right thing when no one's looking. That's
Exactly. Amen. Integrity right there.
Yeah. So, night, ciao. We love you, and we'll catch you tomorrow as you guys are doing whatever you're doing tomorrow morning.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Nova is here, he's the leader of Alpha, leading the charge. Yeah. With his main man heavy, hit up right by, hit his side at the raid. Together they fight, the drugs that corner, rich and valor, fighting for good. They refuse to back down in this war for justice. They wear the crown. Nova and heavy hitter, they rise from the dust. For the cause, they never back down. With big boy Leroy, his feet firmly underground. In the face of danger, they fight through it all. Champions of hope, they rise to the top. Through shadows of doubt, they light up the way. With power and purpose, they seize every day. Their enemy tremble in the dark. Nova and heavy hitter, our heroes embark in the big galaxy that's covered by night. They bring the fire and ammunition to ignite. For it's Alpha they serve, their honor was true. Nova and heavy hitter, they rise from the dust. Fighting for the cause, they never back down. With big boy Leroy, his feet firmly on the ground. In the face of danger, they fight through it all. Champions of hope, they rise to the top. For every shadow, they bring the light. Nova and Alpha, defenders of the right.
Yes. Like that.
I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity project. I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will. Got the dark matter token going up, I can tell. Hey, I can tell this is the start of something fresh. Shout out Hex Revision and on the Hex, yes. I confess, Hexicans don't stress, cause as a community we one up. So tell me, are you in, or tell me, are you out? Do you want to win, or do you chase the clout? What is this really about? The treasury and lottery. If you meant dark tokens, you can get a part of it. So how does it work? Let me explain. First you buy the dark token, now you're in the game. Then you mint the dark and get a fuel cell. That's an NFT, one that earns yield. As long as you have it, it feels like magic. But if you vaporize the NFT, that's tragic. So most think crypto is a game. Are you here for the fame, or here to make a name? See, Hexicans reign, we create our own lane. I thought I told you, we the new financial gain. AGproject.io with the flow. And if you know what I know, then you know what I know. That's just how it go. Something like to support the team, the dream. Public service announcement, t.me/anti-gravity saga is the telegram. Tap in. It's for y'all. I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity project. I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will. Got the dark matter token going up, I can tell.
I'm trying to do my picture of McDonald's. Here we go.
This
Yeah,
is so
there I am at McDonald's with an air fryer.
That's too